Hello and welcome to Bounty into Comics. My name is John Trent. I'm the founder and editor-in-chief at Bounty into Comics. I'm joined by our associate editor, Spencer McCooley, and our co-host, Donald Edmonds. Welcome to the Black Pill stream.
Hello, hello. Good to see everybody, as always, on this fine Wednesday. I don't know why I said it like that, but it is a fine Wednesday.
It is a fine Wednesday.
It's maybe for us. I don't know how lucrative the collector's business is today, but it was good for us.
It's not a fine Wednesday for LeBron James.
Hasn't been since he left Miami.
No.
That's probably going to be the big thing we talk about tonight, but we're going to wait a little bit to get to that. Probably go through what we have been enjoying this week, over this past week first. But yeah, LeBron James, we're going to definitely be talking about LeBron James, about the tweet he deleted, and then this brand new tweet he put up about an hour and a half ago now, which I think is even worse. It makes the original tweet even worse. But we'll talk about that because Don and I were talking about it a little bit beforehand, and we're both not happy about it.
No.
But, I do want to shout out to the chat here. I see we've got Mercale, Emperor of Corruption. YouTube Me is here with us.
YouTube Me. Mercale.
Before the show, YouTube Me was suggesting that Don rents out a speedboat and posts the video on TikTok. And we were reading that before we went live here, and we were like, yeah, it needs to be like the Italian Job scene in the very beginning of the movie with Mark Wahlberg.
Yes.
Like the Italian Job remake. Yeah.
I'd rather get on the Tiger Sword, to be honest. Tiger Sword.
You don't have a full body yet. You got to start small with the glasses.
I'll get there.
You rob the stuff you need for the Tiger Zord during your Italian Job phase.
We also have Father Christopher Miller is here. He's saying, "Hail chat, hail Father." I'm not seeing.
Man, that movie is really good. I really like the Italian Job remake.
Yeah, we were saying it was before Charlize Theron went crazy.
Yeah.
Before everybody went crazy. Yeah.
yeah. That's what we were saying that as well. Father Christopher Miller is saying he says he prefers the original. Of course you would, Father Christopher Miller. You would prefer the original. That does not surprise
you're like
me.
One of the most what's the right term here? I feel like you've enjoyed the most classic media. Like anytime anybody would go like, "Oh yeah, I saw that remake," you would be like, "I saw the original." Like even if it was some movie from the 1915s, it's awesome. But none of us can ever beat you to it. Like you'll always have that on us.
I see Tahillim is here. I don't know, dude. So YouTube is so weird. Like he typed G2CU
and it caught him, huh?
Comics, and the freaking they auto
it does it to they do it to him every time. They do it to him every time for that same phrase. I don't get it.
I don't understand it either.
But it is good to see you.
Yeah, it is good to see you. It's so strange.
No, it's literally GTCU, and then they always catch it.
I have no idea why that does that. It's just YouTube, I guess. I see we have N Theater. I hope I'm saying that right. That's a new. I don't recognize that name. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. Hopefully, we will be able to entertain you tonight. Zach7, how's it going, Zax? Welcome to the party. OC Steve is here asking, what are we going to be talking about? Well, right now we're just reading off the people in the chat. But what our probably biggest topic will be LeBron James. I did a video already for that on the Trent Report. So if you haven't checked that already, make sure to check that out after the show. But we're going to be covering a little bit more because that story has already evolved since I did that video. And then we also have an article up on Bounty in the Comics about it as well. But we'll get into that in a little bit. We're also going to be talking about, what did we say we were going to be talking about?
Leo?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about Shang-Chi.
Barbies.
Shang-Chi.
Yeah, the Barbs. We're going to be talking about Nicki Minaj, not Cardi B. I totally flubbed that.
Yeah.
And I think the algorithm hated me for that because I had to actually fix the title, and I think they punished me on that Ryan Johnson story that I put up today because it did absolutely abysmal, which I was shocked by.
Yeah.
Is just terrible. But we'll talk about Simulu. I guess that's how you, I don't know. I assume that's how you pronounce. He probably has like, right. I know Zendaya has like how to pronounce my name. He probably has one too.
I'm going off of how I read it.
And then we're going to talk about this. Oh, this was just the craziest story. Because I actually follow this Manga Magura on Twitter for like manga scoops or whatever, because they're like really good at finding what's happening with like Shonen Jump and all of these the Japanese manga like books that are published like every week or whatever, or however they do it, and has all those scoops. And I follow them, and they usually like they literally just like post like this is coming out and here's what it looks like. And it's usually the cover. And they found themselves in the middle of controversy when the wokies, or the trendies, as AC Graves calls them. If you haven't read that, excellent op-ed by AC
Very
Graves.
Excellent op-ed.
About the problems with activists infecting escapist culture, and then really kind of diving into so specifically one of these activists who, sadly enough, works for the Smithsonian. Is a government employee, so if he's doing this in his free time, one can only imagine what he's doing, like, getting paid by the government. 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser is here. Welcome.
Nick Weiser.
Hey, what's up?
He's saying Simulu and that Mortal Kombat guy are doing mad virtue signaling. Is the Mortal Kombat guy the Supergirl guy, or is there someone else as well with Mortal Kombat?
Director and McCod Brooks.
Yeah, McCad Brooks, that's the Supergirl guy. Is the director doing stuff now too?
I thought,
or is it just that producer who was like
the Johnny Cage thing?
Yeah, is that what he's talking about, or is there something else that I haven't seen yet?
They talked about he talked about how what did he say? He said something like I don't remember what he said. It was something about how like we didn't have Johnny Cage in the movie because we wanted a character like the audience can connect with, like just a regular kind of guy who fights. And that's exactly what Johnny Cage is almost, like, except for being an actor. So everybody's kind of just like, what the hell are you talking about?
Oh, so the director is basically saying they axed Johnny Cage to create this new character because he was white. He was confirming what the producer had said.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So let's find that, because I definitely think we should cover that.
I'll take a look for it.
Because we did 2 stories on that producer. Like, he actually like responded to me. He blocked Bounding, but then he responded to me my personal Twitter.
Yeah, I saw that.
Like very strange. He never answered why he blocked us, but then he confirmed that the reporting I did in the article that he blocked us for was 100% right. He's like, yes.
He's like, yeah, you're right.
That's when I said that.
So, like,
but then there's context, and his context was even worse than the context he added made it even worse. I thought that was.
Yeah, it didn't make it any better, because he was kind of just like, yeah, you're right. And it's like, well, if we're right, like, why did you do it?
Yeah, he was just. I think he. It's like their biggest fear is being called a racist, and he was being a racist. Like,
yeah. Oh, their biggest fear. Their biggest fear is finding the mob turning on them. Like,
yeah,
that's 1,000% their biggest fear.
Yeah, and he was shocked that there was that the mob, or I don't even like using that. It was just people being like, "What are you saying, dude?" Like,
it's not really a mob. It's like a.
It's just like what?
Yeah.
Like the fact, just the fact that he was never challenged on that, because he spent a ton of time doing these like 10-minute interviews. No one challenged him at all. It just shows you the absolute like lack of.
It's like what Don always talks about, where
critical thinking.
It's access media. They don't want to say anything because otherwise you're not talking to that director anymore. You're not getting the exclusive poster anymore. You're, all that garbage.
Well, we faced that. Like, okay, we wrote something that was, honest about something, and then they said, "No, we don't want you guys anymore to review our stuff." Specifically, Marvel Comics and DC Comics both have removed us from their press list.
From their
Interestingly enough, though, it looks like DC Comics has shifted to a third party. So I have gotten some stuff from like a third party,
That's hilarious.
PR firm from DC stuff now. Still nothing from Marvel. We do get stuff from Walt Disney if you've been following us. We just had this. We'll actually kind of talk about this too. They announced this huge deal with Sony. And I actually think that's really interesting. It's actually something interesting to talk about.
I think so. Yeah.
I think it shows Disney's commitment to their streaming platform. It also shows that Sony is conceding that their whole they already kind of did concede that the whole PlayStation View thing was a failure. What is that? What it was called? View, right?
PlayStation TV. Or no, there was a View thing. Yeah.
View, right?
Like VUE.
Yeah, and it had power. It had that Bendis show powers,
and that was it.
Yeah, and so they're admitting that they're again admitting it's a complete failure, and so they're going to go into we have lots of good content. I guess
put it on your platform,
and we'll sell it to you for X knows how much. And that's kind of what we know. That's how, or at least that's how it's rumored that's how the Star Trek Discovery has been funded. Is because they licensed it to Netflix. They licensed they licensed the Star Trek Discovery to Netflix for what was like $8 million or something.
Yeah, something like that. It was like a big chunk of their budget.
Yeah, and we already know that they still license the old Star Trek stuff as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's on there too. So we know that they're just not in that game either. And CBS has made it clear, or Viacom CBS has made it clear that they're not just in the content production game, they're also in the licensing game, whereas Disney has taken the opposite approach and they pulled all of their licensed content that they had on Netflix and other platforms, or I guess there's some stuff that's still on other platforms.
It's weird, like
the deals are overlapping.
Stuff. Yeah.
But it looks like once those deals expire, it's all going on Disney Plus.
It's really good for that Hulu. The Sony thing, the Spider-Man thing that we were talking about like a couple weeks ago, where they announced it, where it's like I don't even know what it was. It was like Spider-Man Marvel movies won't appear on Disney, but they'll appear on Netflix. But then everything going forward will appear on Disney. So if you wanted to get Far From Home and like Venom,
Homecoming.
And Homecoming, you would go to Netflix, and then anything else like No Way Home, and then the what is it? The Carnage Unlimited or something.
Yeah, it's Venom. Let There Be Carnage.
Let There Be Carnage. That's what it is.
Venom 2.
Venom 2. Yeah, Venom 2. Yeah, Venom 2 and everything else will have to be on Disney Plus. So you'll have to jump between streaming services to get the complete collection.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how it works, because they did say that the Spider-Man movies were going to be going on Hulu or Disney Plus, more likely Disney Plus, because it's where they got all the Marvel stuff already. But I'm not sure if I don't know. Maybe it'd be on. I don't know. That's interesting to see how that'll work. But they also said they will get theatrical stuff from 2022 to 2026. So I'm not sure if that. I think Venom. I don't know if that's Venom, because Venom is this year, right? 2021.
Yeah, you're right.
So that might have already been deals in place for that somewhere else. And then I have to get a refresher on what that Netflix deal was, because I remember I do remember you.
We just talked about it. You and I just talked about it. We didn't cover it or anything, but we were talking about it. I do remember discussing that and how it was kind of just really weird. So it'll be interesting to see. Obviously, I think it to me it sounded like they're definitely getting the old Spider-Man stuff. So it says right here, Sony titles expire after Sony titles expire on Netflix. They will hit Disney Plus and Hulu. Is what it says.
Where's that from?
That's from Fandom.
Okay, well that is so I literally had the press release from Disney.
Is that what it says?
So it just says here the deal also grants rights to a significant number of Sony Pictures Entertainment iconic library titles ranging from let me just share so you guys can see. Just gotta make sure I share the right thing. Screen one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So right here, the deal also grants rights to a significant number of SPE's iconic library titles, ranging from the Jumanji and Hotel Transylvania franchises to Sony Pictures' universe of Marvel characters films, including Spider-Man. So to me, that means that includes Homecoming, Far From Home, and Venom, and everything else they have planned. That Spider-Woman film that what's her name is doing, and all the who knows what else they've got planned. Oh, Morbius.
Morbius, right?
Yeah. This gives Disney enormous program potential across platforms and makes them key destinations for a robust collection of Spider-Man films. Notably, the agreement provides Hulu access to a significant number. I mean, they're really hyping up Spider-Man here. They're like, we're getting Spider-Man. Like,
and they're specifically saying like the character and not like specific movies or like eras or something, which I think they would have if it was that weird sort of cutoff. So I think you were right.
Yeah, so they weren't. Well, to me, it's just like they're being cryptic. Like, we're getting Spider-Man movies, but we're not going to tell you which ones.
Yeah, right. You get Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, Spider-Man 3, which I mean, that movie's everywhere on like cable.
Dude, it really is.
And I'm just like,
on the TV and it's on.
Probably because it's so cheap to license. Because it's
it has to be. It has to be.
Whereas like Con Air, every time Con Air was on, I'm gonna sit and watch Con Air. Like,
yeah, I always sit and watch Con Air.
Yeah, so that's from their press release. Okay, actually, let me bring it back up here real quick. So I saw somebody responded to this because I think they were taking a shot at what this Disney guy said. He says this is a win for fans who will benefit from the ability to access the very best content from two of Hollywood's most prolific studios across a multitude of viewing platforms and experiences. It's like, I mean, I'm pretty sure that stuff was on Netflix. So
yeah, it was
it's like, what is the, you just moved platforms?
Yeah, you're literally just jumping from platform to another. I also, like, that makes me worry too. Oh, go ahead, Don.
No, that's like saying, yeah, we're finally getting Asian representation in cinema that we've always been waiting for. We're getting
pull that in there forever.
Pull it up. Pull it up.
Pulling it up.
Damn.
Yeah, this was just
one of the dumbest tweets.
Yeah, this. I mean, it's like, oh my gosh, we finally got a woman.
Yeah, it is exactly like that. It's like all those tweets that came out, like with Captain Marvel, that are like, or Wonder Woman, one of them, where it was like, finally a female protagonist superhero, and it's like there's so many more.
Yeah,
you forgot about the Supergirl movie.
Everybody should forget about that movie.
Still, female protagonist.
No, but exactly, it still counts. It still counts.
So who is this guy? Should I know who he is?
Not really.
He's got a blue check mark.
Yeah. So I don't know if he's part of a YouTube channel called The Try Guys, who is like apparently a very, very big channel on YouTube. I don't watch them. I have an ex-girlfriend who used to watch them. They're kind of just like your typical YouTube channel.
I think
like bloggy kind of.
Try Guys. I think of the Hong Kong guys from Pacific Rim. They had like the 3-armed drifters.
Dude, those I like those guys.
That was cool, man. I loved how they had like a unique spin on the drift, because usually it's like two, and they're like, nope,
three of us.
These guys take the drift to another level.
Oh, those guys were so cool. And then they had like the one arm off the back of their mech.
Yeah, because they could use the one arm. They used the extra arm. But yeah, this guy says, Eugene Lee Yang, we're entering a new era of Asian action heroes in major studio projects after fighting long and hard to be represented in our own culture's stories. Change is happening. Kids are starting to see themselves in lead characters with complex lives who kick ass. I'm beyond pumped. And then he's like Shang-Chi, Mortal Kombat, which is like, dude, Liu Kang was like the lead in the first one.
Yeah, he's been the lead. Like,
they've got Raya here, or Raya, however you say it.
However you want to say it.
Like Disney had Mulan. Like, come on. And then what is this one here?
It's a movie called Warrior. I guess it's an HBO Max thing. It does look pretty cool. That
poster is like pretty cool. You know what? It reminds me of. Oh my gosh, why can't I? It reminds me of Joe.
Joe. Yes. It like totally does.
It like looks like it's a boxing.
It feels like boxing. He looks like Gearless Joe, but then the red hand reminds me of like Bloodsport, where they're always like posing and they have like the red bandage or the bandages that get soaked with blood. And
these are all the people he has to beat.
Dude, heck yeah!
Whether it's in the ring, or like remember in like Gearless Joe has the he's got to beat the politicians too. So some of them might be politicians or like crooked business people.
Definitely this guy with the black hat over here. He's definitely one of the politicians.
Oh yeah, he looks like he's like freaking British police.
Yep, he does. I was gonna say British police. Yeah.
like in Hong Kong or something. If it's
set.
But yeah, this actually looks really cool.
Looks pretty cool.
Streaming January 1. So is it already streaming?
Maybe
or is that for next year. I don't know.
Maybe I don't know.
But based on what does it say? Oh, based on the writings of Bruce Lee. Okay. Yeah, so that like right there, he's sharing a movie that's based on. Oh my gosh! Oh, the irony based on.
That's no, you're. It's so done. Like, first of all these movies, like I pointed this out, 3 out of 4 of these movies are kung fu movies, which Asians have always, like 98% of the time, Asians are the star of it. There's things like Gymkata, which are like white.
Nah, man, it's Chris Rock. Chris Rock is the star of the kung fu movies.
Dude, I wish I would watch that too.
The Chuck Norris movies too.
Chuck Norris movies. Or what's his name?
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm blanking on his name so hard. Action Death Proof. Who is that movie? Or not Death Proof. Oh my gosh, this is gonna bug me so. Charles Bronson in what is that action movie series? Death Wish.
Miller probably knew. Oh yeah, yes. Death Wish. Okay.
Death Wish.
They remade with Bruce Willis, right?
Oh yeah, they did do that.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that remake.
Yeah, they remade that one too.
Wait, Bronson was Asian?
No. That's what I was saying. It's like that. Like that's one of the few examples where it's a white guy, like action kung fu hero. I guess he's not really kung fu, but I kind of throw him in the same. I throw him in the same boat. Yeah, with like Seagal and Van Damme.
It's like martial arts movies.
Yeah, exactly. Just like hand-to-hand sort of movies. Less gunplay, or not less gunplay, but more emphasis on the fists. And like
Father Christopher Miller was like, "It's Death Wish."
Yes, thank you, Father. But I also this is I'm going to be arguing from his point of view because I don't necessarily agree with what I'm about to say. But for these, exactly. Yeah, for these blue check marks, they want that diverse representation. They want everything different. They don't want stereotypes. Yet here this guy is going, "Thank goodness we finally got Asians in kung fu movies." Like, isn't this exactly what you would be complaining about anyway? Like, give it like 2 days and that's going to become the new discourse.
Probably. Yeah. I mean, right? We saw this with Iron Fist. It changes depending on what it changes depending on how they feel like they're being oppressed that day.
It really does.
Yeah. Changes on their emotional state day to day. But yeah, I mean, it's like, I mean, dude, they're so like the fact that he's promoting a movie that literally says it's based on the writings of Bruce Lee when there's so many Bruce Lee movies.
There's so many Bruce Lee movies. There's so many Bruce Lee like derivatives.
I saw someone was like, it's like, dude, like Jet Li like never existed.
Oh, Jet Li, the One. I love that movie.
I love the One.
I love the One.
That movie is so good.
What was that movie he showed up with with DMX?
Oh, Cradle to the Grave, was that it?
Cradle to the Grave.
With like an actual 2.
He was also really good in Lethal Weapon.
Oh yeah,
he's the bad guy in like 4, I think, right?
Yeah, 4.
He was Black Mask.
He was what?
He was Black Mask. The movie. It was called Black Mask.
Oh yeah. I was like,
where he really got his break.
I was like, wait a second, that was Ewan.
Yeah, Donnie Yen. Donnie Yen doesn't exist either.
Oh yeah,
Donnie Yen never existed.
That too.
I mean, just literally, Ravul Arvidas is like the Expendables, and Jet Li was in the Expendables.
Yeah, he was.
It's like we were talking about pre-show. One of the things that they don't even like, it literally was just that's recent within this past like 5 years. Yeah, the Badlands, one of
so good.
Really, really good. Really, I love that first season.
Yeah, and it's kind of like what you were saying, John. Like, literally, look at all 4 of these examples that Eugene is saying. Like, finally, representation, and you can find literally examples of the exact same thing. You want Shang-Chi, you want that Asian-led, American-produced martial arts show, into the Badlands. You want Mortal Kombat? Mortal Kombat. You want Raya? Mulan. You want Warrior? take your pick. Like,
yeah,
just pick up any sort of like kung fu movie. You're gonna get probably what Warrior's offering. Like, this is not that big of a win for anything. Like, it's in fact, it's not a win period. It's just nothing. Yeah, this is nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm also like, I know Tom Cruise was like even The Last Samurai, I think, should fit into this because
I love that
Tom
movie.
Cruise is the lead, but like to me, the moral center was the samurai who was.
Oh yeah. Oh, but that's that's the thing is that these people, just like we'll see later with the manga story, they don't engage with the media. Like I say this every week, they don't engage because if they, oh my gosh, why is Tom Cruise the lead in The Last Samurai? Why is he the leader of the samurai? Why don't you watch the movie? And it really explains why he's
because he's like a freaking drunk loser, like his life is like going down the tubes. He gets this chance to go to Japan, he takes it, and his entire life is literally changed by embracing the way of the samurai, and he finds peace within himself. And it's the way of the samurai that does it. He learned from the Japanese to find that peace, and he joins them. He fights with them, and he was supposed to be fighting against them. He was supposed to be like putting them down. He was supposed. Remember that?
Mm-hmm. That's like the very beginning of the movie.
Yeah. And then that movie's great. That's a great movie.
Such a good movie. But that's the thing is that
in China, because I'm reading a report. All of these films that he's talking about here, China does not like.
I'm sure.
Shang-Chi already has horrible optics in China.
It looks
the very audience that Marvel's trying to pander to.
It doesn't look good. It didn't look good to me. The trailer.
I liked the bus fight, and that was about it.
Speed reference. They just go watch Speed.
It's pretty much Speed.
Speed cheese.
Oh, dude, I didn't even think about this. It's
there was the
stereotype of bad Asian drivers.
With Aquafina.
Which Gone in 60 Seconds does way better. Oh, we were OC Steve was like, let's go. He posted this gif of Gone in 60 Seconds.
Let's
remake Gone in 60 Seconds. If you remember, I can't remember what his name is. The black guy in there. He before he gets recruited by Nick Cage's character, he's teaching driving lessons, and the person who's teaching driving lessons is like this Asian immigrant who's like running into everything, and he gets the call from Nick Cage. He's like, he looks at her, she's like trying to she runs into a car, and he's like, all right, I'm in.
He's like anything to get out of here, anything to get out of here.
But yeah, this is funny. Was she even the bus driver, or was she just taking over as the bus driver? Because it didn't look like she had a uniform on.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Usually they have uniforms if you're driving a city bus.
I thought maybe she just like opened the jacket, but I'm not positive. I don't care. I don't like Aquafina. Like that her presence in this movie alone, I'm out. Like I just find her really annoying.
I find her annoying on film.
Is she like fine in
real life? She's fine. She's hilarious, like talking to people. She's very,
like personable and
personable. But in terms of like how it translates on screen,
not at all. No. She always comes across on screen as kind of like the just your blue checkmark Twitter feminist. Like, I'm better than you always because I'm Aquafina. Yeah, I'm sarcastic. Nothing matters, and it's like,
Everything I say is funny.
Yeah, right. It's like, dude, I'm over this.
I literally have no idea. I don't follow her. So what else has she been in?
She's been in a lot of things.
Is she usually like a character actor?
Yes and no.
She was in the Ocean's 11 remake.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so she's in all of these movies I don't watch.
She was in she was in Raya, yeah.
So she was in Ocean's 9, that with the Sandra Bullock one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not watch that.
I don't think anybody did.
Yeah, OC Steve says Aquafina is. He spelled it like the water. He's going to play his American friend when he comes here. Jay Lee is here. He says, I read that little about China not liking Shang-Chi. Like Kevin Feige, it's Shang-Chi. That's so weird when you
Yeah, that was really weird.
I can't get over that. They think Simu Liu doesn't have the face.
Oh yeah. They think he's ugly.
I'm not
China thinks that, or everybody else thinks that?
China.
Yeah, that doesn't. They are very particular about looks. I remember that with Captain Marvel. They weren't a fan of like.
They went up.
Dude, all their characters look like elves.
They do
from Lord of the Rings, you know.
That's the insidious part about China. Is like they always want to put their best stuff forward because they're so authoritarian, and so it becomes that. It becomes the elf cinema.
Wasn't their biggest actress was Fan Bingbing, right? And yeah, that's kind of she's
like super whited out for X-Men.
And she's very lithe and yeah.
Also, I don't even know if she exists anymore. I know.
I think they found that she was still around.
Did she say anything after she came? Like she came back?
I don't think so. It's just like Jack Ma. He disappeared as well.
Oh, I forgot about Jack.
they disappeared Jack Ma, and now they're like threatening to basically take all his entire business from him.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's what I was reading.
I didn't hear the last part, but geez, I wouldn't be surprised. It's just the audacity.
Father Christopher Miller says, I've talked too much smack about China on social media that I'm sure I'm banned from visiting.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure all of us are.
You might be banned for another reason, Father Christopher. That you're a priest.
Yeah,
I did something that China might have one of the largest Catholic populations on the planet, though. So
really?
Underground?
Yeah, it's got to be underground, right? Like
I don't know.
Or maybe like outside of the main cities.
I don't know how accurate that is. I do know Jack Ma is a Catholic. I do know that. Yeah, Father Christopher Miller was like, I'm aware of that.
I'm
aware. Yeah, Tehillim is saying Brandon Lee in his movies as well. Every Jet Li film was more interesting than what String Cheese is putting out. Who's String Cheese? Who's String Cheese? SPN Dusk. Who is? Am I not? Is String Cheese Larson? Is that Brie? I don't know.
Oh man, Romeo must die.
And again, as it's what. Oh yeah, I should probably be clicking these while I'm reading them. SPN Dust says Brandon Lee was a legend. Nothing beats the Crow.
I heard, weren't they like trying to? Didn't something just come out like a couple months ago, or like within the last 2 months that they're bringing it back?
The Crow?
Yeah,
the Crow. Yeah,
I think John and I were talking about it or something.
They've been going back and forth. I think the original, one of the original directors is like, please stop trying to do this. They had like Momoa attached at one point, and then they were still trying to get it. I mean, I think they're still trying to get it off the ground. But the original like Crow director was like, please
just leave it alone.
Yeah, leave it alone.
Yeah.
SPN Dusk is saying String Cheese is Shang-Chi. Okay. Okay. I got you there now. Yeah, I don't know. I have zero interest in the Shang-Chi movie.
Yeah.
Like I mean, the fact that they're just like crapping on comics fans already, like the producer is saying we creating this brand new character named Wu something.
His dad or whatever, right?
His dad, because they can't use Fu Manchu because that's like racist. Because that's who his dad was in the comics. So now they're creating a brand new character, but then they're giving him the title of the Mandarin. It's like, what? Did you not learn your lesson from Iron Man 3? Like,
I might be one of the like few people who doesn't care because, like, yeah, in Iron Man 3 we clearly learned there was no real Mandarin, so. Sure, make this new guy the Mandarin. Like I this is one point where I just do not care.
I'll push back on that. We learned that Trevor Slattery, who Ben Kingsley plays, I actually thought it was hilarious.
I liked it. Yeah, I did too.
It's like our top video.
Oh, that's right. We did learn there was a real Mandarin.
Yeah.
Yep.
Holy crap, that's right. I forgot all about that.
Yeah, Trevor Slattery says he's a fake. Then there was all the pushback. Marvel decided to actually release a 5-minute like short video where Slattery's in prison and he's like busted out of prison by a member of the 10 Rings gang.
Don't they bring him to the Mandarin?
Yeah, well, they don't show who that. Yeah, but they never show who it is.
Right. But they bring him to him.
Yeah, they bring him to the Mandarin and like. And you see like there's actually like a real Mandarin out there.
Might be him. Maybe they'll say that was him. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. To me, this character just looks like Ra's al Ghul.
He really does. He really does.
It looks like that's what they're doing. It looks like it's Raish to me.
You know what he looks like? He looks like from like any of those characters from Dynasty Warriors.
Romance of the Three Kingdoms. Yeah, so absolutely.
That would probably appeal to the Chinese audience, but not.
But yeah, this is it's the same. This is the same tired argument we've seen over the past 5 years. Previously, it was just like, this is the first women movie ever made. Alien never existed. We never had Underworld. We never had all these other like, like action. Charlize Theron like didn't exist. Like
Kill Bill never happened, or Aeon Flux. Yeah.
She was in something else too.
She was recently in that like Immortals movie or whatever. She was in like a vampire movie, or Aeon Flux the vampire one. I can't remember. There was like one where it was like vampire blood stuff where she was like a killer, and then there was
Blood
one where
Rain.
she was like, and then there was one
was
she
she in Blood Rain?
No, I don't think so.
That can't be her.
But that's Christina Loken.
That's who it was.
Oh, let me have a look at that.
Anyway, so
she was also in Hancock. I liked Hancock.
Yeah.
Didn't exist. Hancock didn't exist, man. That was actually an original character, right? I don't was that yeah.
Completely OG.
Wow.
It was called. I actually really. I remember. I really liked it. I guess. I gotta find it now.
First black superhero movie too. I guess.
Where is it here?
Well, not the first, because you had Blade before that.
Because Aeon Flux is the one where she's like activated in like the dystopian world, and she's like open to like the blimp, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't that one. It was something.
It was based off of the MTV series back in the day. Oh my gosh, so good.
Maybe it was a different actress who I'm thinking of.
So creepy.
Are you talking about the old animation, right, Don, of Aeon Flux? Yeah, I remember being creeped out by it as a kid.
Like whenever they cut to the commercial, the fly would go over her eye.
Yup.
Catch it in her lash. And...
It's like, what is this? This isn't what cartoons are supposed to be.
Man, I'm not seeing it. Maybe it's someone else was in that. I could have swore it was her.
Blood.
Yeah, you're thinking about Blood Rain, John. It's Blood Rain with Christina Loken.
Atomic Blonde?
No, Atomic Blonde. It was literally like a vampire.
2 Days in the Valley?
No, I can't remember.
Las Vegas.
From
Dusk Till Dawn.
Blood Rain. That series. I'm surprised they have not tried to bring that series back in any capacity.
Problems.
Oh, lots of problems.
Ultraviolet. Yeah.
That's it.
Ultraviolet.
That's what it is. Ultraviolet. Thank you. Was she in that?
Yeah, that was.
No. That's not her. That's Mila Jovovich.
Oh, okay. That's what I was thinking then. It's not Charlize. Mila Jovovich. Thank you. Yeah, forget it. Totally. Like she's in Resident Evil and everything too. Yeah, the chat has got me here. They're all saying Ultraviolet. Yeah, that's the movie I was thinking about.
Dang, chat blew us all out
with the vampires. Thank you, chat. And yes, I was totally wrong. It is not Charlize. I don't remember that. I don't know. I enjoyed it when I was like a teenager. So I
think that's what matters.
Yeah. So I don't know. I thought it was.
There's nothing wrong with liking.
There was a woman going around like slicing people up with a sword. That's
all you need sometimes.
As a teenager, that's all we cared about.
That's perfect.
Yeah, but it's like those movies never existed.
Gosh, do you remember being like kids?
Like the freaking Raya. Dude, the Raya one is like.
The Raya one's the dumbest one.
Yeah, the Disney makes all those stuff.
Yeah, he's full of crap. I feel like they're not losing, like social justice theory and critical race theory aren't losing their strength and their power, but I think they're losing the plot really hard because now you have people saying like, this is great. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like on a whim is what happens in the day, and they can't keep their messaging straight because like I said, normally I would have imagined he'd be crapping his pants because these are Asians in kung fu movies. But apparently he thinks it's the greatest thing on earth because he just discovered movies existed 3 months ago. Like, I don't understand it. It's all contradictory. It's all for the power. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, so I think that's a good transition. So let's switch to this. Let's switch to the LeBron tweet here because this is what we want to talk about.
Here we go.
Where's our Slack? There it is.
L.A.
So you can have our article pulled up too.
Oh yeah.
So we can show the original tweet and how like absolutely disgusting it is. I think it's just straight evil. Just straight up evil to me.
Oh, that's Jack.
That one, yeah, there we go. Yeah. Oh, did I put it in there twice? What's going on?
No, that's Jack.
Oh, that was just
Jack saying, "Why did you delete this?"
I see it like
the whole thing.
I see, yeah, because the archive link didn't show me the full picture because he deleted it before I screen capped it. Because I shared it to you guys, and then he deleted. I think he like instantly deleted it. Now my Star Wars says hail. Oh, the real Mac Ray says just what? Yes, Equilibrium is absolutely fantastic with Christian Bale. Highly recommended.
Yeah.
That's literally the world we're going to be living in soon. So it'll prepare yourself.
I'll learn Jim Cotta.
But fortunately, we'll have heroes like Christian Bale getting us out of it. But yeah, so just go down and let's show Jack's tweet because it shows his face.
Yeah.
So this is what LeBron tweeted. He said, "You're next," with the freaking hourglass emoji, like with time running up, and then hashtag accountability. And this is a picture of the Columbus police officer. What is his name? I'm blanking his name here. I got to pull it up here. Hold on.
See, I wouldn't have known his LeBron hadn't opened his dumbass mouth.
His name is Reardon. Nicholas Reardon.
Like
his name is Nicholas
that's
Reardon.
What it is.
And he said, "You're next," implying like obviously this is an obvious talking about Chauvin, and you're going to jail too. Like that to me, that's I don't know how else you can interpret.
No, there is no other way. That's what LeBron's saying.
Yeah, and he's saying that you're going to jail, and this is after the Columbus police did a press conference where they released body cam footage showing that he only fired after this woman had attempted to stab a woman on the ground and then was about to stab another woman that she had like kind of
like pinned up against the car,
a vehicle, and was literally in the process of like stabbing her. So that's what he's saying. He deleted this. But then this is what he like posted like probably about 2 hours ago now. I think it's 7:30.
Like right before we got on. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is what he posted just okay, yeah, fourth. That's your time. So
yeah.
You got the West Coast on there, I think.
Yeah, I still have the West Coast time up.
Yeah. He said this: "I'm so damn tired of seeing black people killed by police. I took the tweet down because it's being used to create more hate." No. You were being hateful towards the officer. You were the one creating the hate. You put a target on that officer's back. You said, what did he say? "Time's up" or something like that. You got my logo.
Yeah. You're next. Oh no, I lost the logo war.
Sorry. Yeah, he said you're next. He was threatening. I think that's a threat. He was threatening him. He was the one putting out more hate, and he's trying to say that other people were responding, like spreading hate with the tweet. And then he says, "This isn't about one officer," except he only showed one officer, and he specifically highlighted that officer. So that's absolutely garbage. He's just straight up lying. And then he tries to say it's about the entire system, and they always use our words to create more racism. No, dude. Like, you literally were. That's what you tweeted. You said that. Like, you can't deflect. You can't project onto other people. Like, own it. Why don't, like, I'm so desperate. Maybe be accountable. Like, look at this. This is just the hypocrisy here. I'm so desperate for more accountability. Well, you're not even taking accountability for yourself. Like, this whole tweet, it reeks. I'm sick of it. It's just disgusting.
Irresponsible tweet that he put out because he was targeting this person without any information, any evidence, any facts backing him up.
Which was available, which is easily available to find.
Yeah, and
easily.
He's also inciting a lot of people to go after this guy and to target this guy. Yeah. And he's also taking away the responsibility of due process.
That's what I was going to get at. Yeah.
It's going to be the mob mentality.
Yeah, due process doesn't exist.
Rather than
not anymore.
The system that was in place that also put Derek Chauvin behind bars. Why don't he trust that system instead of going online and inciting everybody?
Everybody, so many blue checkmark or like so much blue checkmark rhetoric today has been like, this wasn't a victory. Why are we celebrating? Like, keep going. The fight has to keep. And it's like, obviously, this isn't what you wanted. You just want a reason to complain. Like, you spent a year, right? Or like 2 years, like demanding that this happen, and it happens. And then you go, not good enough. Well, then can't help you. Sorry. Like,
no, they've told us what their end goals are.
Well, true. They have told us what their end goals are.
That's the same thing that always happens. Whenever somebody apologizes, whenever somebody bends the knee, when everybody says, oh, I'm going to commit myself to Rick, they always say that's not good enough. Remember what happened to the lady that was on the freaking The Bachelor? She said she would do a lot of anti-racist training. She would capitulate. She had been broken in her spirit whenever she went on camera going forward.
Yeah, they're trying to do. They're trying to break
on Extra said, oh, this is not good enough.
No, it's
never.
Exactly
So I agree with this. Never apologize to these people that are trying to fake moralize to you. I think we talked about this on yesterday on the Daily Stupid. I mean, as a Catholic, I definitely believe in forgiveness and apologizing and being sincere about it. But these people aren't being sincere. They're not. It's all fake, and the whole purpose is to get you to literally kneel down and worship at their altar of woke. Like, that's literally what they're trying to get you to do.
1,000%
so when you're apologizing to that, for me, that's almost like you're worshiping a false idol. Because like you don't.
I totally get that, because like I don't know if I would believe that far, but like I agree with that statement, because that is what it is now. This wokeness has replaced religion. Like, this is like everybody, you must, like John said, you must bow down before this altar. You must confess your sins. Everybody has your original sin of racism. Like, you must constantly work for redemption in the eyes of our creator, who, I don't know, Ibram Kendi. Like, that's what it is all the time.
He's a freaking creator.
Yeah, Patrice Cullors.
Yes, dude. Patrice Cullors. Go worship at her feet at one of her 5 mansions.
Yeah, dude, if they beheaded Chauvin after the trial was ended, it would not be enough.
No.
Be like, get all the other officers, round them up, and let's behead them too.
Father Christopher Miller here is saying they want you to confess, but they don't want you to go to like an actual confession and confess your sins to God. They want you to confess in the confessional of the social media like craziness.
Ooh, I like that confessional of social media. I like that term.
Yeah, that's what they need you to do. Ryan Kinnell, shout out to Ryan Kinnell, $5 super chat from him.
Ryan,
shout out to you, Ryan Kinnell. Gina Carano is going to be wearing some RK Outpost.
I know, that's so cool, dude.
But he's got F LeBron James. He did not use any foul language. He should take that. Thank you, Ryan, for the $5.
So much restraint. Putting on the weighted clothing for Ryan.
That's awesome that Gino bought some of that RK Outpost.
Yeah, Ryan, I'll watch you on the John Bertolo show. Go watch Ryan's interview with John really Bertolo. Cool. Got some great points, and dude, I love the audio in his station.
His whole setup was really cool, man. Yeah. With all those guns. Is that what you're talking about? The one with all the guns?
No, right? I'm talking about his audio. He's got some good.
Oh no, well I'm talking about his setup. Isn't that he had the studio with all the firearms, right?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that looked that I watched the clip that was on Twitter. I'm gonna have to find out where the whole thing is, because that looked like a fun interview. But yeah, dude, that's really awesome that Gina got the RK Outpost gear.
So cool.
Dude, keep it up, man. Keep it up.
Yeah, keep killing it, Ryan.
Appreciate you joining us tonight. If you wanna join us, we can send you a link. Just let us know. We'll get you on here too. But yeah, I mean, back to the topic at hand with LeBron here. it's like exactly what I'm saying. They've like what you were saying, Spencer. They've created their own religion. You have to confess. You have to go to the confessional of social media. You have to bow down before them. I mean, I remember last year people were like kissing people's boots and stuff. Really just so
some of these people take it really performatively weird. Like
what's her name? The chick from Game of Thrones. She was like on her belly, like doing weird, like stuff.
What was that?
And then saying like and then she had her sign that said like "silence is violence" or whatever it was.
What was that? Who was it? I remember. Yeah,
it was the redhead chick from Game of Thrones.
Oh, Sophie Turner. That's right.
Sophie Turner. Yeah, complete like she was totally like on her like belly, like doing all these. Like it's just so strange, and all these other people were doing around with her, and then you had like a person speaking in the center. It was just.
This is really weird to me because I'm looking at photos now, and they did this protest in Mammoth Lakes, California, which Don, like that's just like snowboard rural area.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at these photos, and it's just the only people around are their group. Like, who are you protesting to? Who is this for other than for you all to pat each other on the back? Like
it's literally, I'm telling you, the confessional of social media. You have to, have to show it. Yeah. But yeah, LeBron, like this whole tweet is this so sickens me. Because there's so much hypocrisy. He's contradicting himself. Like, I'm so desperate for more accountability while like literally taking no accountability for his previous tweet, doubling down. Like he's doubling down on the tweet. And saying like this isn't about he's lying about his previous tweet too, saying it's not about one officer. We literally just posted a photo of one officer, and then here it's about the entire system. That's what they really want you to go for. I actually in the Trump Report video I did, there was this really good article by Daniel Horowitz, like advocating why he's in favor of abolishing police. Can you bring that up?
Yeah, I got it right here.
And I actually think he makes I gotta click this read more thing. He makes an interesting argument, and he points out like what their whole goal is, which they've made very clear. It's they want to completely destroy the American way of life and replace it with them in charge. They make that abundantly clear. That's what like the whole defund the police movement is. It's really like defund the police and the current system of policing and replace it with police that they control.
Yeah, the whole defund police movement is dumb because I mean that's the big end goal. But then also if you need to if your slogan needs to have an asterisk to explain it, your slogan doesn't work. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So if
defund the police with all these 90 things that you have to listen to for it to make sense. Because what they always do, you go, why do you want to defund police? It's not about defunding the police. It's about It's like, well then. What are you talking about? Yeah,
I mean, so now my Star Wars is saying LeBron James. When you said LBJ, I was like, my mind went to Lyndon B. Johnson.
When you say LBJ,
played ball and not said
shut
anything.
Up.
Oh well, way too late now. Yeah. I mean, Michael Jordan is. I mean, he's still going to be
Michael
the
Jordan's
basketball player ever.
Forever.
But if you go down to this, there's a paragraph that starts with "Believe me." Or he says, why I have a novel idea going forward. Let's indeed abolish the police.
Believe me, I have which is why I have a novel idea going forward.
Yeah, but if the only option on the menu is anarchy for one side of the justice system, then by all means, let's have complete anarchy for everyone, not anarcho-tyranny. Once the cops and the justice system will no longer punish and deter violent criminals, except BLM as the rulers of our streets, then the only remaining function the police will serve is to arrest us when we are forced into a self-defense situation against BLM. So he's actually referring to what they want to do. They want to change the police system to one that they control. And so like preemptively, because to me, this is definitely a huge black pill. Welcome to the black pill stream. He definitely sees that the police are going to fall in line with them. And it doesn't look like there's going to be any changing.
Like a war of attrition, yeah.
The tide just is too far. It's too big going that way. There isn't an undercurrent like pushing it back. But so he's saying like get rid of the entire police. as it is now. And that's actually interesting. Something Tim Pool has been saying as well. He's actually been calling for the police just to resign en masse. Which I get where he's saying here. To me, it is a very persuasive argument.
I get it.
To me, it's more like what we heard Jack saying though. It's going to be separate societies where literally you're already seeing like different things taking place in Florida than what's happening in Minnesota. They're passing a lot like different legislation over there.
That's how it should be.
So to me, when Tim Pool is tweeting all police should just resign, I'm like, no, they should just relocate to the areas where the police are like actually going to be
like where they're wanted,
and be able to like actually like do their job. And then the rest is just going to be like BLM warlords. Like
I want to say it was actually Minnesota, and I think it is because I think it was surrounding the George Floyd case. Minnesota saw like a bunch of police officers quit, resign for various reasons. It was Minnesota. Yeah. So a lot of them quit for various reasons. Most of the primary one being, why am I going to do this job? Like, I'm not getting support from the city. I'm not getting support from my bosses. I'm not getting support from the people. Everybody is just like, you guys have said it's okay to attack us, so I'm out of here, right? And now, like, I think it was like at the turn of the year, Minnesota was trying. They were like, why are there no cops? Where are they? And they were trying to do recruitment drives, and they just weren't working. And they were like, we don't know what to do. We have no we have no police force. And it's like, that's what you wanted. That's what you asked for. Like, I don't know what you want. Yeah.
So that's what the BLM people asked for. The people actually living there are like, I want more police.
Well, that's what I mean.
Please. But yeah, no, I get what you're saying there. I do want to address this part. Chris Neville is saying segregation isn't a good thing. So is it? I don't know. So like, look at Europe. You have different. Well, so it's not like segregation as far as like based on race. That's not what I'm talking about.
I think maybe forced segregation might be what Neville's talking about, and that's wrong.
Yeah, that's obviously wrong.
Of any kind.
But I think what Jack Posobiec was talking about when we had him on a couple months ago, when he's talking about it's going to be balkanized and stuff, that's where you have people of similar ideas, similar way of thinking, going separating themselves out. Like it's a very what is her name? The Ayn Rand. She had that what is that, Atlas Shrugged or whatever, where the people like
Atlas Shrugged.
They leave that part of society and like kind of create their own thing. That's where I think that that Jack was talking about, and that's kind of what I'm saying. People moving, you move to Florida where the values that are there are like maybe more
aligned with
the values that you have, whereas like what Minnesota is obviously, if you like are living in Minnesota, as an example, you wouldn't want to live there anymore. And DeSantis has been saying that people are already coming, but with that, you just have to make sure that the people that are moving there are changing those values, and that's like probably the biggest risk.
Hurdle, risk is probably the best. Yeah. No, I think that's a perfect.
That's what I'm referring. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of trying to like. It's not like you hear segregation and you think the 60s and the 50s and stuff, and that's not. I don't think that's what you're talking about. It's more like states have like it's like how the U.S. was set up.
Different states operate
differently. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I took it from you. Go. Yeah, take it away.
No. That's. I'm not saying you cut me off. I'm saying like yes, you took the words right out of my mouth because that's how the states should work as all 50 states. Little federal government, lots of state government. Or rather, not lots of state government, but the power is in the state government. No, I think, like I said at the beginning, there's a difference between the forced segregation, which is doing things like, if you're Jewish, you have to go over there. If you're Catholic, you have to go here. If you're white, have to go there. But if but if like we were walking down the street and John decided like, I'm going to establish right here I want to start a Catholic community. That's what I'm going to do right here. People could be like. Let it
it's like having Chinatown in New York City.
Right. Yeah. Let it stand and let people who want that culture and to be around that go there. And anybody who doesn't leaves. Like go to somewhere where you want, go to San Francisco and wear poop galoshes, like whatever you want. I'm totally
build a tent city.
Yeah, build a tent city in San Francisco. Live out all of your mid 40s in luxury. But no, I'm totally there with you, John.
Yeah, so that's just I just kind of wanted to explain that a little bit further because
it's already happening.
People are already doing it. Yeah, I mean, people are already. I mean, people are already like, look at all the people that were moving from New York when all that craziness was happening in the city. They're all going down to Florida,
and now and like everybody from California has gone to Texas not in a good way.
Yeah, and then I think there's a lot of people moving into obviously California's been moving into Colorado for a while, and then aren't they going somewhere else too? I feel like they're going to like Arizona now as well, and New Mexico.
Yeah, Arizona too. New Mexico less so. But definitely Arizona, definitely Texas, and definitely Florida.
Yeah, Roof Korean is saying, want to be a comic, go to Florida, want to live in misery, move to Massachusetts. Freedom, go to Florida. I'm going to Texas.
If you want real freedom, you got to go to Alaska. But
did I do that? I don't know.
You want to freeze your ass off? You go to Alaska.
Yeah, seriously, right?
YouTube Me says he left his Chicago suburb in Indiana and landed in Nanny Nation.
Australia? You're in Australia.
Okay. Australia. Okay. I was like, wait, Australia, where is that? Like, what is a great show? Are you what is it? It's oh my gosh. It's Homer Simpson.
Yeah.
You created your own nation in Springfield or whatever.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Colorado's been California-cated according to Dread Pirate Mikey. Oh yeah, definitely. Especially around like the big city like Denver. Like Denver is essentially a crater.
So I mean, literally, like what we're talking about, we've got multiple people in the chat saying they're already like planning on moving and doing what we're talking about. So I don't consider that's like not a bad thing. People moving out of these terrible areas, like especially the cities, man. The cities are like the worst.
And especially like nowadays, the cities don't really offer a lot that's unique to cities outside of like the experience of being in a city. Right. Like you have online shopping, we have stores popping up all the time.
No one's watching sports anyways.
Yeah, no. And if you are watching sports, you can watch it on the internet. Everybody offers a way to stream it. Like who is it? Like every cell phone carrier offers one of the sports free with their Verizon, it's like NFL, AT&T, it's MLB, so on and so forth. So like, well, I have felt like I've been a city kid my entire life, and I've never felt that I'm missing out on anything living where I am now, which is in like a rurally area.
So where I grew up was literally rural. It was considered rural at the time, like Virginia.
Oh, really?
Even though I'm like 45 minutes south of DC, like it was wooded, like it was a 2-lane road, like twisty, curvy country road. It was very rural, but within 30 years, it is a suburb of DC now, and it is suburbia. But it was very rural. My aunt and uncle hadn't been to my parents' house in a couple years, and when they showed up earlier this year, they were just like, "What happened?
What's going on?
You guys live out in the middle of nowhere. Like you got a food line right next door now."
What? Yeah, that's crazy.
Father Christopher Miller is saying, "Okay, time to crash for the night all. Have a great night, Father Christopher Miller. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate that." If you don't know, Father Christopher Miller has his Nerd Father YouTube channel. I definitely recommend checking that out. I join him on every first Saturday of the month. I try to join him on every first Saturday of the month, where we do our faith and fantasy channel. And we have very good discussions on. I really like doing that. It's usually me, Father Christopher Miller, Odin's movie blog sometimes joins us. Lady Gravemasters sometimes there as well, as is Miss Martin Muses, and then Father Sinatra from New Jersey, and then there's sometimes some other guests as well. But it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy doing that. So definitely go over there, subscribe to his channel. Let's see if I can pull it up here so I can link it. There it is.
But yeah, California is a garbage dump if you're on the beaches. Thank you.
Yeah.
Have you seen what's going on in Venice?
No, what happened?
Dude, it's like a homeless encampment.
Really?
Anybody trying to do walks on the beach, you're at risk of being attacked by a crazy homeless person.
Oh, isn't that the place where they used to film all like the cool scenes with the chicks like roller skating?
Yeah.
with the long boardwalk and the Muscle Beach area.
That was like what you like. I've never. The only time I've ever been to California was in the airport, and I was flying to Vegas. Like I flew all the way and then had to come back. But like that was the image that you saw of California was like Venice Beach and then the roller skating, like the freedom and the sunshine and like that. And was
now, and it's still very accurate to California. It still represents it. Now it's just covered in homeless people, and you'll get stabbed. Dude, that's nuts. I believe that though.
That's like the opposite. like literally, can you you're like, oh, come on, and like this chick is just like enjoying like the freedom, the sunshine,
skating,
like great weather, like just having a great time. Someone comes up like behind her. Ah! It's a horror movie.
That's literally what it is now. I think like as soon as the COVID stuff happened, nobody cared about outside anymore. So the homeless rolled up.
Mr. Anime 343 is like, I'm glad I live in Maine. Yeah, it's pretty rural up there. Not very densely populated.
I haven't spent a lot of time in Maine. I don't even know if I've actually been there. I've heard it's nice.
I have never been to Maine. The farthest, well, I've been to Canada, but the farthest north in the U.S. I've been is probably New York and then New Hampshire. Like they're kind of
they're like really close, aren't they?
Yeah. And I guess I flew into some like the New Hampshire airport that's like by Boston. It's not the Boston airport, but it's basically a Boston suburb. Very far. Like it's not like close. It's not close to Boston, but it's a Boston suburb. New Hampshire is beautiful though. It was in the fall with all the trees turning colors. Oh, gorgeous.
I just went to Google Maps to like, because I was like, because I was trying to think if Delaware was further north than New York, and it's not. It's south. No, but I opened up Google Maps, and I got this big thing that popped up on my screen that was like, good news. Now there's an option to help you find more women-owned businesses, and it's like, what is this? Like, just if it's a Delaware? Good, just anywhere like that. That's a new feature, I guess. You can like click search and make it search for only like women-owned businesses.
Well, Facebook is rolling out some new group rules, so I'll have to see how that works. Like,
oh gosh,
any
new rule.
I already feel like the past like 2 weeks, like it was Manchester Airport roof green. Yeah, that's where I flew into. Thank you for that. These new group, I already feel like the Facebook group they're already like kind of like that used to be like, I was getting like way more like engagement on there, and I feel like it's being suppressed. So I did a poll, and like huge numbers of people were responding. Actually, let's pull that up because it's actually interesting. Because can you just pull that up? Mm-hmm. I asked the poll question was, are you still watching the MCU? The answers did not surprise me, at least when I looked at it. So do you need me to get it for you?
Was it? I thought it was in the main group, or was it in the fan group?
It's in the official group. There's only one group, the Bounding group on Facebook.
Oh, here it is. Okay. Well, there's the group, and then there's our page, I guess is what I was confusing it with.
The page is different. This is the group.
So our audience.
I like this.
Oh, what was that? That's cool.
It's just
is that Kong hitting Godzilla?
They're
getting drunk.
Yeah.
Singing. Yeah. That is really cool. All right, there it is. Oh,
it's open.
I should have not have done that. Are you watching anything? I don't know. How do you vote
for that? What is that?
Yeah, I don't know what that means. 74 votes no, 31 votes yes, and then 3 votes. I don't know that should not have been an option. That's on my fault when I created the poll. I shouldn't have allowed other options.
That's so funny.
Yeah, let's read Kevin Bush's argument here. I used to go to all of these movies on opening weekend until Captain Marvel. Yeah, I used to do that. I don't even do that anymore. Like even for the site, I'm just like, it's not worth doing spoiler articles. So
everything pops up on the internet in a day anyway.
Yeah, it's like, so I just like whatever. I haven't watched The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I stopped watching WandaVision, so I guess I'm not watching. Like I have no interest in Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi.
I have zero interest in Black Widow.
Oh, zero.
Most people were saying they had interest in Doctor Strange. I don't really. I think that's going to be just like, yeah, I get Sam Raimi's doing it, and it looks like they're going to have like Doc Ock and stuff, but it just seems too crowded.
It
too
does
much
seem
is happening, and
I just want to see if any of those rumors, any of them come
out.
True. You know, just to see.
Yeah. I mean, well, the Shang-Chi stuff, the Shang-Chi rumors that we did a while ago seem accurate because they had the tournament. They literally showed that in the trailer. That tournament's going to happen. Whether or not we get some X-Men in the tournament or mutants or whatever, because didn't they say the Russian guy is going to be?
We heard that it was going to be happening in Winter Soldier and Falcon. And
someone was saying that they deleted those scenes. That they're there. They just did it. They filmed them and everything, and they got deleted. I saw that rumor.
The boner men now. That's what they are.
Yeah, the boner rumor as well. Is that the
what?
I'm
just making fun of. We're just making fun of the end of WandaVision. The Pietro.
I think Doc Strange is going to be the final murder stab to the actual comics. Oh, the comics are already dead, dude.
The comics are so bad right now.
You're better off going for the back issues. Just
they can't. They can't. It's kind of like they've run out of ideas, so now they're literally just doing anything. Like now, like Captain Marvel and Doctor Strange are dating. Why? Because, like, there's just it's so dumb.
Dude, it's
and then
just
Star Wars a bisexual, pansexual, whatever,
pan everything, and
he's pansexual now. He's like into robots, like Lando.
I don't know.
I'm just assuming with that panel we saw earlier.
The throuple happening in X-Men.
Yeah. Jeez. Have they like moved forward on that? Is it
apparently Kitty Pryde is with Peter's sister.
Ileana?
Yeah.
Like they're dating?
There's something going on now. So it's just
dude, that's so weird. So yes. She didn't she marry Colossus?
No, the wedding was called off.
Had.
Oh, because Gambit and Gambit and Rogue got married.
Gambit and Rogue took the opportunity to get married there. Which, now Gambit's a cuck.
Is he? Oh, because it's Rogue with Magneto or something?
The Excalibur book, and me and Phil were just reading in horror at what this lady was doing to Gambit. And I eventually had to put that book down. I'm just like, nah, I'm done.
I don't read any of that stuff anymore, man. There's none of it interests me. I'm way more interested in
Berserker.
Yeah. BRZKR.
I'm way more interested in My Hero over here.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I got there's a better cover. It's like 10 or 11. I don't know where it is. Where I have those.
But that's the thing. Like, she really better not be with Magic right now. That would make me, well, not upset because I don't care, but like it's just like so eye rolling.
I'll find the panel and then we'll share it in the Slack. But yeah, it is cringe as F.
Yeah, I just have no interest in reading any of that stuff. DC, not even DC Comics stuff. What do they got that's out that's better than My Hero? That's better than Goblin Slayer? That's better than what I can get from Japan.
Hey, they just dropped the first issue of the Batman Fortnite crossover. Okay, I can't get that in Japan.
Oh boy,
yeah, the Harley Quinn stuff or whatever. Just whatever. I saw people were raving about the
about what
they were talking about that Harley Quinn thing. Man, I really want to find that All Might cover because that cover is freaking
awesome. Harley Quinn. I realized if I said that with a funny voice, it was going to sound very rude.
I'm gonna get it. I think it's over.
Oh, now it's us. Now the animals run the zoo.
Great.
Kitty isn't with Magic, but they did kiss. Magic has been with demon, aliens, and humans. Anything goes with her. That's not to me. That's not really the issue. The issue is that that's Colossus's sister, and it's just At this point, I feel like, and I'm sure Don could correct me or confirm, I feel like everybody in the X-Men have slept with everybody in the X-Men.
Pretty much. I mean, there's been some lines that haven't
so
been crossed,
cool.
like Jubilee is untouchable for some reason because
it's so cool.
Forever a teenager.
That's volume 11.
Hey,
that's
she had a kid,
awesome
okay?
Cover. Yeah, but it's not her kid.
I know. It's the future, baby.
I'm assuming this is where I'm assuming this is the all for one fight. Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
Yeah, I was like, yes. The all for this has one of the best the panel in this is better than what they do in the anime. Right here.
I love that. That is so freaking awesome right there. That fist in the air. He is defeated all for one, man. They don't do that you can't find that in American comics.
Oh, I thought you were about to say they don't do that in My Hero anymore. And I'm like, dude, Endeavor
no. Absolutely not. Yeah, Endeavor does it, did it at the end of season 4. And he raises
when he beats like that. Yeah, he does the left arm.
When he beats the Nomu, yeah. Yeah.
But no, yeah. No, I was like, you don't see
Hawks,
that.
Yeah.
I mean, because you don't see heroes being heroic.
They're not.
They're not anymore.
Instead, the MCU takes a war hero, turns him into a villain, or tries to villainize him at least.
I think maybe tries to villainize him might be the right word.
Well, he's definitely. I mean, some people have definitely bought into that. He's a villain. Yeah, you see that, but it's the same wokies that buy into all that crap.
Yeah, like I'd say he's an antagonist, but I don't know if I would call him a villain. Yeah. I definitely wouldn't call him a villain.
Yeah. It's like Bakugo. Bakugo is an antagonist, and he's obviously not a villain. He is a hero, and he proves it time and time again. Even when they're like, "We're gonna get you, Bakugo. Like we're gonna like brainwash you, and you're gonna join us." And he's like, "Y'all need to f off
out of here." Yeah,
yeah. And then he's like, "I'm the one who's gonna save myself." like
I don't need them.
Yeah, I love that because that's so Vegeta. Vegeta's like, "Goku will not save me." Just love that attitude.
I'll be the best one.
Yeah, I love those characters that are like, I just love that. The pride. I like their pride. But then they all, obviously their pride like hurts them. So that's what the lesson.
Pride before the fall.
Yeah. YouTube Me was saying that he was furious at the Iraq War panel in 2004.
Iraq War panel.
I just remember they literally did do you remember they did a 9/11 special with Spider-Man, and it was actually really good.
I remember that.
They will never do that ever again.
It was a little weird because it didn't make a lot of comic sense, but like you got what it was going for.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, it's just weird for me to see Dr. Doom crying over 9/11.
I just remember that last panel with Spider-Man. That's what I remember.
Yeah, I remember the last panel, and then like the first panel where he's looking over the wreckage. Right. Where he's like standing, he's like, "Oh my god!" And then he goes down to help, and like Cyclops is like shooting a beam, and like cutting a support beam from a building,
right?
To, like
trying to
do rescue effort, yeah. And then the crying Dr. Doom.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
My headcanon has always been that the only reason Dr. Doom is crying there is because he didn't think of it first.
Yeah.
Oh, we got woke in 2004.
All right, what was let's go back to these trendies and do the slave harem.
Oh gosh, yes. Let me find the window. Everybody get up, don't go watch Space Jam.
Was he still like the leader of oh my gosh, whatever his nation state is, the fake Romania?
Who?
Dr. Doom at that time.
Oh, Liberia.
Yeah,
Liberia,
yeah.
He still was.
Yeah, that's really weird.
Right?
All right. So this is absolutely just insane. Like these people
so funny. This is awesome.
This was like one of those. This is one of the headlines where people are like, "I thought this was the Babylon Bee."
We got a lot of those for this one.
It's literally this. This literally happened. Hold on. Let's before we get to this is condescending. Josh, thank you for joining us. Says, why would I get up to not go watch Space Jam?
To pick a better movie,
dude. I don't think anybody was gonna watch that movie to begin with. So
that's what all the responses were.
Jack Posobiec saying, "Yeah, we should boycott it." It's like
nobody was going to see it anyway.
Place,
yeah.
Jack.
All the responses were like, "I wasn't going to see it anyways." Like, it just looks like trash.
It does look like trash. It's just not good. It doesn't look fun.
Yeah. And then the whole the whole Lola Bunny thing. They
Lola,
like
Pepe,
they literally got rid of Pepe Le Pew, and apparently that scene was literally like what would normally happen to Pepe Le Pew, seeing him learning a lesson about how what he's doing is wrong, and they cut it out, and then they're adding what are the Droogs or something?
The Droogs, DRR or DROOGS, a straight up R gang from A Clockwork Orange.
Jeez, just.
Because look at all of our things. Remember all of these things? You've seen these things before. Everyone
is saying it's just a Ready Player One like ripoff.
Oh, dude, 1,000%.
I saw the scantily furry Chitara in the back.
She was there.
As long as they don't destroy Gundam again. Well, the Gundam in Ready Player One.
That was like the only cool part. That was like the best part of that movie. Him versus Mecha Godzilla, and then that was about it.
Yeah.
Belong Undiscovered.
Ready Player One was good though. I enjoyed it. It was a popcorn movie.
It was all right, I guess. I didn't really enjoy it. Too many things bugged me, and I'm not a big fan of like very CG heavy movies. I like practical stuff. So it was all right. Like one of the big things that bugs me is that the first key to the big challenge was hidden for years and years and years, and it was discovered by going reverse on a racetrack. Like that's the first thing anybody does in a video game when they're bored.
When you that's literally anytime you play an RPG and they're putting you in a map that isn't open, you always look behind you.
Yep, you always do it. You always just push and find what you can do.
Yeah. Yeah, so you're right.
A ridiculous little premise.
All right, so take this away, Spencer.
Yeah, so my friends, critics complain about representation in slave harem in the Labyrinth of the Otherworld. Fix cover by turning slave character black. Honestly, that's exactly what happens. So let's get into it. So this,
Ravul Arvita just bought a ticket for Demon Slayer. Yep, go see Demon
Slayer
tonight.
Lucky. I haven't seen it yet.
I think it comes out here on the 23rd.
23rd. Oh, it's like Friday. Yeah.
Yeah. Friday.
Oh, I keep forgetting that like theaters are open again. So maybe I'll go see Demon Slayer. Like that's enough to get me to go. Maybe. Yeah. It probably is.
I'm gonna go see the next My Hero one. That'll probably be the next movie I actually go see.
Yeah, right. At this point, it's probably sticking to like anime theatrical releases. Honestly.
All right. Sorry for interrupting you.
No, not sorry at all. I definitely I am jealous. I'm happy for you. Enjoy. So Slave Harem in the Labyrinth of the Otherworld is a light novel series. Your basic kind of isekai. The main character, his name is Michio Kaga. That's right. Okay, I spelled it right. Michio Kaga. He one day he decides, I've been going through life and I am directionless. I don't have anything to do. He decides he's going to end it all. So he tries to, take his own life. Something goes wrong. He ends up in this other fantasy world where he, kind of typical fantasy. He has a lot of skills. He has a lot of knowledge, but he also has the ability to get a bunch of skills that the other characters don't. So he is super powerful and pretty much is just like going across the country, sweeping through dungeons, yada, yada, yada. But the premise of the book is that in this world, slavery is like an institution still. So Michio being transported here and having all of this bounty and wealth and power goes, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to build a harem of like sex slaves essentially, and out of slaves, like I'm going to buy them. So that's the premise of the book. He, here's a group shot of the slaves. Some of the slaves he gets, or I don't want to say collects, but gets. So the light novel's been running for a while now. It's at about 10 volumes in Japan. Today or last week, the Twitter account Manga Magura RE, which is a great account. Like John said, he follows them. I follow them. They're great for news. Check them out. They released this image of the cover for the 7th volume of the Kadokawa release. So it's coming from a different publisher. So here's the picture of a character. Her name is Sherry. And so when they published this preview image, Twitter, with its cropping hijinks, did this. So it showed only her tummy down, and she's wearing this full bodysuit or this full stocking that a lot of people took to mean she was black-skinned. When they click the image and they go, and they lost it because she turned out, as you can see in the top, to be pale-skinned. So you had people, oh my God, hopefully it shows off some good representation, and like freaking out. The amount of us opening the picture with excitement and then being disappointed, all of this stuff. Like, this is only like 3 tweets of it, but this is literally every quote tweet, every reply to the tweet is like, oh my gosh, I'm so upset. Oh my gosh, I got tricked. How could Twitter do this to me? This is so gross. It's all of that, right? And so you even had people going, I'm going to fix this by turning the elf girl brown, like darker. You had 2 different people doing it. One, the top one here, who was very serious about it. The second one said they weren't serious, but I don't believe them. Like, I feel like they just said that because they got backlash. But that, like, the entire irony of the situation is that they turned a slave into a black person because they wanted representation. And it's just like, I don't think you got, like, it's what I was talking about earlier. You don't engage with it, so you end up looking like a complete idiot. Like, this is almost like a Daily Stupid champion with how dumb it is. Like, it's when you're so woke, you go all the way around, or I guess you always are racist if you're woke. But the joke is, when you're so woke, when you go all the way around, like back around to being racist. That's exactly what happened here, and it's awesome. Like, this is just one of those moments that John and I were talking about on Tuesday, where you kind of just have to sit and go, oh my gosh, like, you're so dumb. Because it's just bad. Every single aspect of this is bad, except for like the work itself and Manga Mogura posting it. Like, the entire response is just super idiotic, to the point where, like, even Manga Mogura was like, all these comments are very confusing to me. Like, that's all they said about it.
I think I'm not sure who. I think they're like a English speaking Japanese person.
I couldn't tell. Huh?
I think they're in Japan.
I think they're in Japan.
Yeah,
because their Patreon and their Ko-fi say that they get Japanese language books, but I couldn't find anything about whether they were a native speaker or not.
Wait, didn't they get the guide for handling online?
As they got it right after this. Suto Ripu, the guy who created it, replied to them with it, like, as soon as it started. And it was like, he's like, "This, I'm so sorry this is happening. For future reference, you're gonna want this."
So when I was editing this story, and going over it, I didn't really have to do a lot of editing because it's done really well. But to me, there's just like, I was thinking about Wheel of Time, and Don hasn't gotten to this part yet in Wheel of Time, so I'm going to be spoiling a little bit here. But there's an entire race of people called the Shanshan, and they have an army of slaves that they use to fight.
Did they have that in?
But it'll probably be okay because the Shanshan are described as.
Ooh, are they white slaves?
Well, they enslave anyone who can channel.
Song of Ice and Fire, they also had that.
Yeah.
Khaleesi had the city slaves.
Yeah, she had to free them, right? Yeah, she buys the slaves and then frees them, right? Right? The army people?
Sure.
I don't remember.
I think that's how it happened. She kills the guy with the dragon and then frees them. Or says she frees them, and then they
pledge loyalty to her or something.
Pledge loyalty to her, yeah.
BLT.
Yeah, YouTube me says, why it's not here yet.
YouTube
it hasn't popped up in StreamYard yet. Yeah, there it is. Don doesn't even know about channeling yet. I think he's met Moraine. He's met Moraine.
I've read the first one.
Yeah, he read the first one. He knows all about channeling because he read the prequel. He read the prequel that was published after all. That was published, I think, after like the 9th book, because he had finished that one.
Yeah, I know about Moraine. Yes.
But yeah, I feel like if Wheel of Time makes it that far, it's like I can just imagine, like, if we're still the society is still this woke. Oh, it's gonna have problems. Like, oh, it's gonna. Oh, I already see it. Oh, they're gonna hate Matrim. They're gonna hate Matt. Dude, they're gonna hate Matt so much.
They're gonna change a lot.
Dude, the think pieces are gonna come out on like the Monday after the episode. Like,
yeah.
Why isn't there more representation in the slave army of Wheel of Time?
I mean, I think there probably will be a lot.
No,
in the slave army. I mean, the most we see of them, or the biggest story arc I can remember is when, I'm probably going to say her name wrong. I think it's Iguini. I always called her Iguine when I read it, but apparently I never looked in the back of the glossary to actually see how they were pronounced. And I was like, oh, I didn't even know that was there, because I got to the end of the book and I finished. I went to the next one. I didn't look at the
epilogue.
But yeah, there's a whole like story arc with Iguini like actually like being captured and becoming a slave. Yeah, YouTube me is saying
Egwene.
I don't know. I always would say Egwene, and then I heard people saying Iguini, and then YouTube me is saying Egwene. Because there's a character named Gawain as well. But yeah, Dread Pirate Mikey is saying that Shan will be a big because they're good. First off, they're going to be enemies of Rand, and then they're going to be. Then you have the leader is dark skinned, and then he Rand like manipulates them, and I don't know. I don't know if he manipulates them, but like I think that he's like they're one of the few people he like negotiate. He actually negotiates from I think he attacks them and like devastates them to bring them to the negotiating table. That's actually one of my favorite books.
Just whoops them so hard that they have to negotiate.
Dude, he like uses like it's actually like really cool like military strategy, but with the channeling because he can create all these portals and stuff. That was probably like my
really cool like pincer movements and stuff.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite That was one of my favorite books is with seeing him fight them. Are you talking to me, YouTube me? Yeah, I've read all of them.
I haven't read it. I haven't read any of them. So
I've read all of them. That's it. It's one of my like. I love Wheel of Time. I read all. I read like the last books that were like freaking 2,000 pages. I read those in like 3 days. I couldn't put it down.
Harry Potter did.
Yeah, that's what I did with the Harry Potter books too. I read those like the last one's like the seventh book.
Yeah, like the 7th one is like, so fat, man.
Huge. I finished that in like 2 days.
Bludgeoned someone with it.
I just like stayed up and kept reading. Luis Morales is saying they are wrong. That would be like me saying AC/DC and Wingers suck just because people. No, AC/DC is great. That's like the best concert I've ever been to. I loved AC/DC. I honestly didn't get to see them in their prime, but I did get to see them with Axl. Axl Rose was doing lead vocals, so because the other guy was
what?
But it was freaking dude. He was killing it, man.
That's got to be a cool little moment.
That was a great concert. I love that.
It's like a crossover issue.
YouTube me is I'm not sure. You are talking about the end of the Dragon Reborn when Matt blows the horn and Matt defeats the Swordmaster. I'm not. My memory isn't so sharp on that right now. Dude, the whole thing with Rand and the three women bonding to him is going to be super problematic. Like these women like fighting over him and stuff. It's gonna be that's gonna be a problem too.
No, that shouldn't be a problem.
It doesn't pass the Bechdel test.
You don't think the SJW feminists are going to have a problem with that? Oh,
no.
Boy.
It would be if he was choosing the women rather than the women trying to choose him. Because the choice
Dread Pirate
on
Mikey
women, not
has essentially 3 wives. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to be problematic. People aren't going to like that. The SJWs will find a way. They will find a way.
They'll change it around.
They'll make something up about, or not make something up, but they'll take the angle of like the more wives you have, the less you love each one of them, or something like that, and like how it diminishes or whatever. It's bingo at this point.
They're gonna say it's like they're gonna relate it to like hookup culture and how like men are in charge now or something like that, and it's like use and abuse or something like that. And you shouldn't be promoting like guys doing that. Which I would agree with that, but that's what they'll try and like attack it from that angle.
Yeah, it's like Comics Code Authority times a million right now.
Yeah, Mega Man is like they get mad at everything. So yeah, they'll find a way. Yeah, they will find a way to get mad at that. But yeah, I think my favorite character is Avienda from Wheel of Time, because she's very much like that's why it's probably why I stopped reading Game of Thrones, because they killed off the Avienda character in Game of Thrones. They killed off Ygritte.
So like if the character I don't like, then what's the point of me hanging around? No, I get that totally. And yeah, Ygritte's the best.
Yeah, so Avienda is like, to me, is Ygritte. Aha, you still haven't changed it. I win again. But yeah, Ygritte is or Avienda is just like Ygritte. Like she doesn't say like nothing, but she basically says that to Rand all the time, because she's an ale, and she's like she's actually like a warrior, and yeah, I like her character because she's like very blunt, to the point, says what she's thinking, and doesn't like beat around the bush. But yeah. Well, yeah, so we'll see. I mean, they're already changing. If the leaked script that I got my hands on is, if they stay true to that, which I mean, all the leaked scripts we've got our hands on, they have stayed true to that. The Superman and Lois pilot was pretty much what was in the script that we got our hands in. If the Wheel of Time, if they stay true to that leaked pilot, they're already going to be changing Perrin from the get-go for the worse. And I have no idea why they're even doing that. It doesn't make any sense. It's very strange why they would be doing that. And then I also don't like the freaking what is it? The White Cloaks. The White Cloaks. Their outfits look like absolutely terrible.
Wait, just don't look at it all. White Cloaks already?
Yeah, they've got the pictures of the White Cloak armor. To me, White Cloaks always looked like Templars. And they don't look like that. They got this like weird like fin thing up. Like the comic book adaptation got it right. The Children of Light are the White Cloaks. Yeah. The comic book adaptation that Chuck Dixon penned got the White Cloak design like pretty much like perfect. And the TV show is it doesn't look good at all. It looks so bad.
So kind of like the ball sack armor for The Witcher.
Yeah. It's that level bad. YouTube me, am I saying ale wrong too? Is it supposed to be IIL?
ION.
It's not ale. It's not like the drink ale. I always said ale. Like I said, I didn't look in the back at the pronunciations. I just was like, oh, this is how I say it in my head. But yeah, I really liked Wheel of Time. Is one of I read all of those books. I enjoyed them. One of the other I actually can't believe that they aren't adapted. I know why they're probably not adapting, because it's probably too right wing, especially some of the storylines. There's like a whole like economic storyline that's like very right wing in one of the storylines. But dude, I love the Book of the Fallen of the Malazan Empire. I think that stuff is great. And the Bridge Burners are like probably some of the coolest characters ever in fiction, because they're basically Marines who do the dirty grunt work, and don't really get the respect that they deserve. But they have this like band of they build this like brotherhood among themselves. And you really get to see that camaraderie, and I really like those characters. Luis Morales is asking, have we heard that Hollywood is? Yes, I did a whole article about that earlier. I think it was yesterday.
It's gonna be terrible.
I'm actually surprised that I didn't include this in our write-up, but there was because it was like a film critics asking it, and they were wondering like what the legalities would be if I guess like Disney decided to add like some kind of advertising into like Mulan or something that like, wasn't there. But to me, it's like if they own it, they can do whatever they want with it. The only thing where I think that would be issue is if like Netflix is trying to add advertising into a film that they're licensing, right? Or Disney's trying to do that to the Sony films that they're licensing. Then you might have that question. But I would think that would probably be built into whatever deal that they're doing. To me, the like craziest part of that story was that they are going to be able to personalize the ads much like we have on our website, where it's based off of like your search history, blah, blah, blah. Like any kind of programmatic ad is, they're going to be able to do that with that they're going to be able to do that in real time. They're talking about being able to do that in real time to personalize the advertisement to you. So I found that kind of really interesting. And they were actually talking about, so I referenced like the NHL has already been doing this. They do it on the boards, and then they'll have like they'll put a digital ad up on behind the goal, behind the goalie's cage on the glass area. And it's a digital ad because obviously there's no ad there in the arena on the glass. So you can see that, and they did the boards in like the All-Star game 2020 or 2019, whenever it was. Yeah, Ben-Hur wearing Nike shoes. Oh my god! Like I think you would have to like be like the example they gave was like it was a Chinese film, and it was a shot in an old. It looked like it was like a period piece or something. It was like I don't know. It looked like it was like a period piece from like the 80s or something in like China, and then there was like a Coca-Cola sign. That like it was a balcony or something, like a big balcony area that didn't have anything on there before, and they put a Coca-Cola sign on there, and it looked like it was part of like this like kind of like little downtowny area, and it didn't look out of place. So yeah, obviously they'll have that, but to me, there are some people on Twitter I think calling this is just like they're it's all about the money, and that's all they care about now. So you have
not about the artistry,
the artistry anymore. It's like you have to like you'll have like the big wigs saying like, all right, did you put in places where we can like put in ads?
You're totally going to.
Remember Superman 2?
Yes,
where they threw Superman into this huge Coca-Cola billboard. And it was just like so blatant. It didn't ruin the movie for me, but I look at it years later, and I'm like, that is so blatant.
Did you read the article? Like the event, like they literally do that with Tony Stark. He gets hit in the face by he flies through the whatever the alien ship is, and he comes crashing out, and then he slams into a USA Today like newsstand. It's a bus stop, and on the side it has like the JanSport ad, and then as he like is getting up, you have like this huge like farmers insurance ad, and then there's like a Southwest ad.
Oh gosh.
it's like literally like 4 ads in like that one shot.
Dude, movies have always been NASCARing it. It's just
product placement isn't like, I mean, it's been around for forever. Like there's I think the original BBC article said like a Buster Keaton film from like 1920 or something like that was the first one. Was the first one. Wow. But yeah, so what they're saying is that you can like replace that Southwest ad with like a different ad, and it can be personalized to you.
See, personalized to you sounds a lot like Minority Report we're getting to.
Sounds more like Idiocracy to me.
No, like remember in Minority Report, you're getting on the bus, and then all of these personalized ads for Mr. Komakawa or whatever.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It was like coming up on the screen.
To me, I don't know. We already have personalized ads. So
yeah, but to that level, I think we're going to get there.
I mean... when you're streaming, you have a
because the thought police are already here.
If you're streaming like Crunchyroll or Hulu with the ads, those are usually personalized ads, I would imagine. Like if you stream like on the CW or whatever, those are personalized.
I know YouTube is, but
yeah, YouTube gives you personalized ads too. So I don't know. We're already there. They're just
it's just
to
me. It's the fact that it's so money grubby that really off puts me. Like, because you were right. Yeah, we do have personalized ads, but then I also see where Don's coming from, where like they're never that invasive. Like when you see product placement in a movie, like watching that Superman 2, for example. There's also a scene, Don, that I was going to bring up where he gets thrown into a Marlboro truck. Like
the kind of scene right here. Oh. There we go. Yeah, perfect. And then Man of Steel's IHOP, which is and like 7-Eleven, and then there's a 7-Eleven in Thor too. Yeah,
like they're totally all there, and it's like John said, we've been doing it forever. That's fine. I think it would be a little weirder to me if I'm sitting there watching, Superman 2, and instead of a Marlboro truck, he crashes into a truck for, I don't know, these ice drinks that I like drinking a lot, right? Like I just feel like it's going to be so jarring, and because it's so specific, I'll be like, huh, that's really weird. Like, why would that have been in the movie in the first place? Especially if they start getting really specific. Like if I start seeing like ads for like video game, like Final Fantasy VII Remake 2 ad, right? Like if that's what
Tony Stark's flying through New York and there's like a billboard.
Yeah, exactly.
The billboard
I'm going to be like, it's going to take me out of the movie. So
or like if I finish Eye of the World, and then all of a sudden I'm watching like Akira, like Taika Waititi's Akira, and then all of a sudden on the billboard is a book, is the next book in the series.
No, dude, in Akira, instead of a billboard, they'll switch up the pill on the back of his jacket, so it'll be whatever like they're trying to advertise to you.
Yeah,
like a
that
Nike
would be
swoosh.
too weird.
Yeah, oh my gosh,
too weird.
HBG 3 is saying that it's going to lead to censorship.
I don't see how it will. Like, I'd be interested to hear your perspective. I don't know if putting ads into your movie is going to lead to censorship, because I also don't think they need that excuse, because they're already doing it. With
censorship is already here.
Yes, whether it's removing
blurring out what is the blurring out the Disney movie?
Yeah, blurring out like
her butt going into the sea or whatever.
Yeah,
Splash. Yeah, like when you have Splash doing out the butt thing, and then there are lots of different
all the Star Wars stuff they added in, like
the Star Wars stuff.
Sahan.
And then like Final Destination, they got rid of like just one moment where the character like threatens another. Like it's already happening, so I don't necessarily think this will lead to censorship because it's already here. I think it could lead.
I'm not sure. I'd have to have HBG3 like explain how he thinks it's going to lead to censorship, but I'm having a hard time imagining how it is since we're already here. It's already here. Like
I could see it being used to propagate propaganda. Like I can definitely like, and this is just me being super ridiculous, pulling something out of nowhere here. But like, I can definitely imagine when this technology gets implemented and people start getting upset, you're going to have movies or things like Roots, and it's going to have like, I don't know, BLM banners in the background. Like that's where I think it's going to go, where they're going to start adding these weird elements, and not all of it will be activism, but it'll all be, it won't be activism BLM style, but it'll still be like ideological stuff. If I'm making sense to anybody.
Well, there's also
the movies already are propaganda.
Well, yeah,
for the most part.
But like I mean more like the older ones where all of this stuff started, where you're gonna start
doing to the classic stuff.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
So okay, in the theme of blackpilling, so did you guys hear about the
also, hey Josh,
the South Florida restaurant that's starting to hire robots?
No.
To
really
do servicing for customers because they can't keep up with the demand.
When you say South Florida, you mean Miami?
Probably Miami.
Okay. All right. Like I don't know. That's the biggest city. I guess there's
I'm just
what's going on
saying,
the West Coast.
Minority Report's coming.
Oh, dude, Minority Report is already here.
Twitter
is the ball pool.
Here, yeah.
Twitter is the ball pool. And
what did you think just happened with LeBron James? He's already condemning that officer for saving the other girl from getting stabbed. He's already found him guilty.
Yeah, we are totally in Minority Report. Like the balls that they pick up out of the goo have hashtags on them. Like that's what it is nowadays.
There's a freaking story today that the U.S. Post. Yeah, yep. No, there's literally a story today that the post office is like literally
I saw that.
scanning your social media posts,
which
to see if you're like a bad person. Yeah, it's already here.
And it's like, why? What are you gonna do?
Yes, Snowden talked about all this stuff like a couple of years ago. It's like it's way more advanced now. Like it's all here. It's not getting publicized as much anymore. I do want to get to this $5 Australian super chat from Revol Arvita. Tiger and Bunny and Full Metal Panic, Invisible Victory are full of products.
Oh, Tiger and Bunny. Oh yeah, and like Tiger and Bunny is one of my favorite series. Like period. It's kind of, for anybody who doesn't know what it is, it's based on like Japan has superheroes, but the way they, it's been going on for so long, they kind of made it almost like a reality show competition. So like the heroes do the heroics, but they get graded and they get ranked by the public, and so they can get sponsors like NASCAR. So like there's one what's her name, like Blue Rose, I believe it was, where like her debut is literally her like coming out of a stage, like drinking a Pepsi and then going into like do super heroics. Like I love that series so much.
Yeah. YouTube Me is pointing out the Daily Super that Spencer did 2 days ago. I guess he put it up yesterday though, I think.
Yeah, exactly. The Utah firefighter. Dude. Like that guy, that made me so angry the second I read that they did that to him, because piss off. Like
the guy literally went to his house.
The guy went to his house and posted a picture of his house. Like,
and he was justifying going there.
He literally equated the guy to a criminal. He literally said, like, we do the same when anybody's accused of a crime. We want to get both sides of their stories. And it's like, what's his crime? What is his damn crime?
Giving a guy $10.
Yeah, exactly. $10. If anything, like, shut up. And then he had the audacity to be like, this was like public info. They shouldn't have used their public email address. It didn't matter because
a government email address or something like that. Right?
Yeah, but that's the thing. He kept trying to say it was public, so they shouldn't have done it. It wasn't public. It all got leaked because of a data breach. So no, anytime a blue check mark or Twitter says like, oh, we don't want you posting any personal information, they're full of crap, because that's exactly what happened with this guy and with everybody else who is named in the Guardian article and every other article. It's trash, and that Jason Nguyen guy is trashed.
Yeah, the whole purpose of that is to put fear in you, to make you conform to their way of thought. I've talked about this before.
1000%.
The whole idea of unity isn't like being like accepting the other side. It's like you need to conform to our side.
Yeah.
They're like the Borg, literally.
They really are.
Become one of us, or we will destroy you. Like that's what it is. Jeff Stamper, I've about had it with all the literally. I don't know.
That's probably coming from me.
Is that us just saying that word too much?
It's probably me. I definitely admit it's probably a verbal tick of mine. I literally say it all the time.
I don't really say anything all
the time.
Consistently, Jeff Stamper, not constantly.
Yeah, Dread Pirate Mikey says the real problem is the reporter is convinced.
I blame my SoCal upbringing.
Dude,
he is in the right.
Reporters are always convinced that they are in the right. This is why I can never be a reporter, because
it's
I
also
am
moral
always
concern
50% thinking I'm wrong.
As all reporters should. All reporters should consider that they're wrong. And that's why you're reporting, because you go get the facts. You go find out, because you go, you know what? I don't know anything about this. I'm going to go find it. And nowadays it's, I know everything. I'm going to tell you what to do, like what it is. And so you get the switched up narratives, you get the lies, you get going to people's houses to harass them. You get it all.
You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of Die Hard, and the probably like obviously the Hans Gruber is like the main villain, but you know who's also like almost at his level is the freaking scummy reporter who literally shows up at John McClane's wife's house and literally exposes that that's who she is, puts her life in danger.
They do that all the time, like in real life.
Like Die Hard showed how scummy reporters are, and we shouldn't trust them and how much like trash they are. Like, look, Anchorman is a parody of freaking how trash it is. I mean, it's just really, yeah. But the Die Hard reporter, like that guy's the worst. He's what is the guy's name? Peck in Ghostbusters, who's the bureaucrat who like literally releases all the ghosts.
Oh yeah,
I think it's Peck. They're the same level of just horribleness.
Of just d-bagging.
They're great characters because they're so bad. Like, but yeah, I love that at the end she just punches him in the face. It's great. And then she ends up with him on the freaking like airplane after like a restraining
Dude, wait a minute. Oh my gosh, they're played by the same actor.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. It's
my gosh, I didn't realize that until
William
Atherton.
Yeah. But
wait,
oh my gosh,
I didn't. The environmentalist in Ghostbusters?
He's the EPA guy, yeah.
Yeah.
He literally works for the EPA.
And
he shuts them down and like doesn't believe that they actually catch ghosts. And then,
and then boom, ghosts.
Yeah, Howard Peck, yeah. Dude. Yeah. Heretic Prince is saying, but Peck was at least entertaining. He's entertaining because they use him as a punching bag, as the joke. They're making jokes about him. No, the reporter. Yeah, I agree. The Peck is much more entertaining character because he's the punching bag, whereas the reporter is just like a complete sleaze bag.
Oh yeah,
he's
definitely.
Like the worst.
He's like TMZ before TMZ existed.
Yeah, he's so about chasing the story. He doesn't think about whether what he's doing is right or wrong, and that again is exactly what this what is his name?
Jason Nguyen. Yeah,
Jason Nguyen. It did. Yeah, just.
Also, like it's not a story. Jason Nguyen's thing.
A guy donating $10 is not a story.
Not a story. Absolutely not a story.
The story is is him. He put himself in the story as well. He made himself the story.
He made himself the hero. So
yeah, or
hero.
Yeah, but that's what these people want to do now. They want to make themselves the story because, and I understand it. You want to you got to build your following, whatever. Because it probably has to get you increased job prospects, blah blah blah.
Of course,
but yeah, that you can't. There's when that goes there's nothing wrong with that, but it can become wrong when you cross that ethical.
There's definitely exactly boundary. The ethical line.
Nightcrawler.
Yeah. You're talking about the movie with
not Kurt Wagner.
With
Mysterio.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, Gyllenhaal. Yeah.
Mysterio.
Yeah, he definitely. Yes, exactly.
That's a good movie.
He's the paparazzi reporter, basically, for horrific crime,
like car accident. Well, not car accidents, but anything.
Yeah, car accidents. It escalates.
Yeah,
right? He starts, doesn't he start eventually creating his own crimes? Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's horrible.
Good movie though, but I mean that's exactly what we're talking. Like John's
one
talking
of the last
about
few good American movies.
2014, 7 years ago.
2014. Yeah, that's why. Before,
I know.
Before the whole insanity really took over. I was thinking about this
a year before.
We had Culture Casino on here, and I know he's not here. He can't address this. I'm not trying to go after him. But he said that within 5 years, things would change. There would be a change in the guard, or things would change because Hollywood does things in these 5-year plans. And I was skeptical of it when he was here, and I'm even more skeptical of it now because just look at what. And he's kind of right. You have this 5-year plan with Disney doing the deal with Sony. Goes up to 2026, and that's where obviously 2021 now. So you have that falls in with that 5-year plan. But I don't know. lost where I was going to go with that.
I got
You
kind
think
of
it's
where
not going to be.
I know that, but there was something I was going to point out, and I kind of that I really wanted to hit home with that, and I lost it.
You think it's going to get worse in 5 years?
Yeah, I know that, but there was something specific that would like kind of really point to the fact that that 5-year plan is a lot longer.
Yeah, you were literally just about to, and I know I said literally, but it's true in this case. You were just about to say it too. You were like,
yeah, and I just
look at, and then we like blanked out. All three of us started talking, and then we blanked. But I'll not argue on his point, but I think what culture was thinking is the usual way that culture sort of shifts and ebbs and flow in America, at least in the 1900s. You know, it would go one way and then it would flip to the next.
The pendulum swinging.
Yeah, exactly. The pendulum swinging. So that's what I think he was getting at. But I don't think the rules of the old world, like the pre-internet world, apply anymore. So I think that there's like we're already, because typically you would normally see that sort of pendulum swing with presidential elections, right? But we saw that even when the blue checkmark side, the neoliberal side, got what they wanted, it didn't, the pendulum didn't swing anywhere. It's still all going in the same direction it was. So I'm with John. I think it's getting worse before it gets a lot better, or better at all, period.
Yeah, that's gonna bug me because there was like an example, and I can't remember it anymore.
See, it'll get worse, what you guys are saying, or there'll be an example that is absolutely, completely abhorrent that will make what we're looking at now seem like a middle of the road.
Yeah, so pull up the Horowitz article again if you still have it.
Yep, still got it.
I can't imagine anything worse than what we're seeing right now.
Dude, Horowitz.
I would have said the same thing like a couple years ago too.
I don't have a good imagination when it comes to this kind of stuff. I mean, I credit you guys for being able to see a lot of the stuff that I don't.
Is that the end of the article?
Yeah, this is the very end.
Okay, yeah. So he says right here, let's completely abolish the city police departments and leave only the sheriff's departments in outlying areas. What you will see in America is that police have nothing to do with what ails our cities. It will bring the fight directly to the people without the police as the punching bags. Perhaps that is the only way to awaken the people from their slumber and force them to confront this corrupt system. So that's kind of what you were talking about right there, right, Don? This breaking point. He's saying this could be a potential breaking point that would.
But like cities becoming like whatever Metro City was in RoboCop.
yeah, RoboCop.
Absolutely.
Mega City.
Yeah, RoboCop, Mad Max, whatever. The original Mad Max, not like Thunderdome and like where he's actually still a police officer and they're literally getting attacked by like crazy biker gangs,
bandits.
And the cops are like, remember in Mad Max, the cops are like not allowed to like actually like go out and arrest these guys.
That just reminds me, Lori Lightfoot is about to, the mayor of Chicago, talking legislation to prevent officers from, or if officers want to do a foot chase, they're going to have to get
call
like
in
permission.
and ask for permission.
So
that makes absolutely no sense.
The 10-year-olds, let's ride. They're getting away with everything.
Resvergam is here. He's saying there won't be a breaking point. The nation has been ideologically subverted and demoralized. We're past the point of waking up. Yeah, this is the Black Pill stream. I think you're on point. I think obviously we're here, and there are people who have like quote unquote. I don't even like using their terms that are like woke. We've woken up. Or that realize this.
Put on the glasses. They live glasses. We put them on.
But yeah, I think the majority, like I don't even know. I don't know.
What would George Carlin say? We got front row seats to the clown show.
Yeah. See, I don't know.
No, we've got
the popcorn out. Is that what we've got?
We have press access to the clown show. We're backstage.
Yeah, Reservoir Game here saying CNN was caught red-handed, admitting they're a propaganda platform and acting political change, and nobody cared. Yeah, they literally did. He's referring to
the Veritas video,
the O'Keefe stuff. And he's 100% right. There's literally no outrage. No one cares. No one's doing anything. Okay, like I talked to my mother-in-law.
The accounts that were reporting that got
yes. Yeah, I was actually talking to I talked to my mother-in-law about this and my wife, and that you don't see anyone fighting. The only person I actually see really doing any fighting is O'Keefe. He's suing the New York Times. He's suing Twitter. We did see Sandman fought and he won, but you don't see anyone usually going on the offensive. Usually
it's because they normally play, or like the playbook for the blue check marks and the neo-leftist is to play it like the mob, essentially, just to the point where you could legally skirt it so that you don't technically get in trouble. I'm not saying it's defamation. I didn't say it was defamation. I didn't say that. I said this so that they can kneel it. And so that's why it's so hard to bring action against them. That's why when you have that moment to grab, like Sandman had and still has, and O'Keefe has right now, like they got to grab it. You got, like, don't let it go, essentially.
Yeah, 100%. And that's one of the things I talk about on the Trump Report is that you have to play offense. Anyone who's played a sport knows that you can't win playing defense. Like even in football, you're like defense wins championships. Well, no, defense doesn't win championships because you have to score, right? Like if you don't score, you can't win because the other team
a defense can score.
But can they?
I know.
Once the defense intercepts, they're not defense anymore. They're playing offense, right? The defensive tackles are turning in.
They're still defensive players, but they're making an offensive play.
They're defensive players, but they're on offense. Then once you get an interception or fumble, you're playing offense at that point. You have the ball. You're running away from the other people. You're not trying to tackle them. You're literally playing offense.
Although you should be able to. That would be awesome.
Yeah, you're not playing defense anymore. In hockey and soccer are probably if you don't score, you can't win. Like you have to score. You can't just sit there and you can't just sit there and let the other team have the puck. Like you end in a draw. You can't win. So you have to play offense in order to win, and you can't just sit back and play defense. And I think that the biggest problems is that for too long, people on the right, people in the center have just sat back and for the most part haven't even been playing the game. And then when they do play the game, they just play defense. They don't play offense. And that's why I honestly think that's why people really like Trump, because he was willing to play offense, even if it was just countering. Because a counter is offense, right? The other person takes a swing at you. You either try and evade it, or you take it and then you swing right back, right? You're still, a counter is offense. It's not you're taking that hit and then you
I think you're splitting hairs at this point, because I think like a counter is a defensive move, because you wouldn't strike out unless you got hit first. Like that's to me, like I think a good defense is just as important as an offense. I think defenses do win championships because after your offense scores 2 touchdowns, if your defense can hold the other team to nothing, then you win. Like I've seen like yeah, I'm a Chicago Bears fan. For my entire life we've had awful offenses. Just proved
my point though. You scored 2 touchdowns. You played offense.
Right, but then once you switched, but then you once you said, okay, our offensive time is over. Now we're on defense. That what your defensive work there still matters. You can't just our defense doesn't matter. Wait until the offense comes back out.
I think you're missing the point here. The point is you can't win unless you score, and you admitted that you had to score.
But you can score as a defense too. Like that's literally what a counter is. You absolutely can, John.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can. No, it is literally called a defensive touchdown.
It's a touchdown. You're playing offense.
A goalie can make a full field goal even if he's kicking the ball out. You know, if the ball's coming in and he's like, oh, it's gonna score, and he kicks it out, it can still fly across the field and land in the other goal, and that's still a win, even though he was making a defensive play.
That's what I'm saying. A goalie is going to kick the ball into the other opponent's net.
They can. It is a possibility on the field. That's not him. If the ball is coming to him and he goes, I need to get it away from the goal, so I'm going to take the option here to just boot it away. Then if he boots it away and it lands in the other person's goal, that's a score, but he was not playing offense.
Yes, he was. He was shooting.
No, he wasn't. That's not a shot, John. He's blocking.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. He's not going at the ball. He's not going.
It is.
No,
ask
John,
any statistician. That is a shot on goal.
No, it's not, because if
yes,
it's coming, it is a shot on goal, but that is not his intention. His intention was to get the ball away. He's playing defense. When his foot hit the ball, he had no idea that it was going to go in the other goal. He didn't think it at all. He just said, I'm going to boot the ball away. In the process of booting that ball away, he made a point. He played defense and made that point. He was not on offense. Yeah.
Not buying that. Yeah, I just don't buy that.
I'm sorry. But then we can disagree here, because I think that defense is super important and you can score with defenses.
Well, I think you're missing the point. When I'm saying that once, like, you make an interception, you go on offense. You're no longer tackling people. You're blocking. You're evading. You're moving towards the other. If we're talking about football, in hockey,
right?
You have the puck and you're shooting it at the
by definition. You are by definition of the word playing offense, but in the context of the game that we are talking about, you are still on defense. You are still making a defensive play. Because when you make that interception and you're running, it's still defensive, because you could at any moment say, I will, I'll stop right here, or I will, I will give them the, I'll leave them with an advantage.
Once you've got the ball and you're running the other way, you're on offense.
No, you're not. You are still.
Yes, you are.
No, you're not, John. You are.
How are you not on offense anymore? Explain
because you are. I'm trying to explain that to you. By dictionary definition, yes, you are making. It is an offensive play, right? But you are still a defensive player doing a defensive thing, because that's what it is. You have to look at it in the rules of the game, and not just by the dictionary definition, because I'm looking at it in the rules of football. That's still a defensive play. Even if
the interception is a defensive play,
and running it back is also a defensive play. It's still counted as an offensive play. Yes, it is.
You're literally on offense at that point.
No, you are not. Not by the rules of football. No, you are not.
You are on offense.
You are not.
Because your offensive players aren't on the field.
That's not. It's not about your offensive players being on the field.
It's about you're no longer trying to stop the other team.
I know, but you are not
the other team. You are taking the attack to them. That is what I've been trying to say. You are taking the attack to them. You have to attack to them. You cannot just keep playing defense.
But that's not what they're doing.
Once you catch the ball and you're going the other way, you are taking the attack to them.
Yes, you are taking the attack to them, but that doesn't necessarily mean you are making an offensive play. Because nobody on the defensive line said,
running towards the touchdown isn't an offensive play?
Yes, it is. But the whole
scenario,
I know, I screwed up that one section, but it is an offensive play, but the entire situation is a defensive one. Just like the saying, a good defense is an offense.
I think you're missing the nuance of what I'm.
I get the nuance of what you're saying. I get the very split hair there, that the second a defensive player starts rushing towards the goal, he is making an offensive play. I get that, but to say that it's not defensive, none of that is defensive, that it's not a defensive play, is wrong. That's just wrong. Even if you make that interception.
So now you're just. I literally said that the interception was a defensive play. So I don't.
No, you did.
Yes, I did. I said it. You can go back and watch it.
The interception itself. Fine. The interception itself. When you receive it, you can consider that a defensive play. I consider that a defensive play. You are making an offensive move once you start rushing towards the front, but none of that started out as an offensive play. None of the planning in that moment thought of it as a defensive play. You started by going out onto that field playing. Well, that's what I'm trying to say, is that
right, but I'm not arguing that.
There is a benefit.
I never was arguing that.
There is a benefit to that defense, and defenses score.
I wasn't arguing that point.
You literally were telling me that defenses can't score. Go back to the soccer analogy, John. You were literally telling me that a player kicking the ball away was shooting on goal.
I told you you weren't getting the nuance of what I was saying. You literally just explained the nuance and then just decided to ignore it. I said that once you make that, and you admitted it. You just said that once you start moving, you're an offensive play. That's what I was talking about the entire time.
Yeah,
I never, I literally said that you.
But what about?
Don't have to be an offense to score. You can be a defensive player. I said that. So you literally just made my own argument. I don't understand I really don't understand now.
Because and it's fine because we're obviously not going to agree here, but to me
I agree completely with what you just said.
Then we're not going to I guess agree is the wrong word. I guess maybe the debate won't end in a way that's like resolved, I guess, but to me,
I mean, you were agreeing with me.
All right, John. All right, fine. Never mind then. Like if we want to move on, we can move on. But like,
I mean, I just think that you need to play offense. You need to go on the attack, and no one goes on the attack, and that's why you keep losing all the time.
Well, no, that's true. But I also don't want to discount. I don't want to discount a defense. I don't think we should be out there 1,000% striking at every little thing because a lot of times. A lot of the things that a lot of people get mad at are so inconsequential.
Yeah, I wasn't making that argument either. I'm just saying that we don't go on offense at all, completely. No one. That's the argument I'm making.
Except we do go on offense. You started off by pointing out to two people who are on offense.
I said that there was only two people. That's what I said.
There's more than that. There's definitely more than that, but it's
not really.
Yes, there is. If we
Maybe
wanted to
Trump, but that's
if we wanted to crack it open, there's a lot of these sort of lawsuits out there. Doesn't mean those are just two high profile ones.
Yeah, I mean, I covered on the Trump report. There's a lawsuit, but there again, this is defense because the lawsuit is a defensive lawsuit. They're suing for this is a third grader was told to take off her
her mask. But like that's the thing is like how do you go on the offensive against that? How did that mother know or the parents know that when her child was going to go in that day, she was going to be singled out and like belittled and berated like that? You don't. A lot of the times, your only choice is to play defense because that's the position you're put in.
Right. So the lawsuit that she's filing is a defensive lawsuit because it's just like her she's not really asking to like change what's happening. She just wants them to apologize and do that. Whereas like she should just like wipe out that entire like school district impersonally.
I mean, but again, you also have to
rotten.
But you also don't want to overcharge or get overzealous on what you're doing. Maybe, does that suck? Yeah. And I think maybe she has grounds for a little bit more of a discrimination lawsuit, but just don't overcharge because then otherwise nothing happens. Otherwise, if she goes to take the house on this little thing,
right, I'm not,
he could lose and we're in the exact same position and they get their viewpoint affirmed.
Right. I'm not arguing to go full bore either. I'm just saying she needs to like actually like make them pay. Instead of just having to ask for an apology.
But what I'm saying is like making them pay could be full bore in her situation, like because this is such
it could be.
That's what I'm talking about. Is that you have to be very this is like it kind of relates to like my philosophy in getting outraged on things on the internet. You have to be selective about what you're getting outraged at because if you start again, screaming at everything that comes your way, woke, SJW. Nobody's going to take you seriously, and everything kind of loses its oomph. But like with Chris Rufo, not Chris Rufo, that's a bad example, because Chris Rufo is doing great work. But that's why, like here, I definitely think she has the grounds for a lawsuit, but you have to be, what's the right word here? Careful, delicate with it, because it's so easy to manipulate them out of it. Like, again, just some technical thing where, we didn't say that exactly, so you can't charge us on that. I don't know. There's just too much in between there for me to confidently go, she should take them for everything.
The Bugle Daily says, I get outraged about the Spider-Man.
Should always get outraged about the Spider-Man.
I don't know how you can say Brady's overrated after he went to Tampa Bay and won a Super Bowl. I just find that hard to believe. I just don't like. There's no way you can't say that Brady is overrated. That's like saying Ovechkin is overrated.
Yeah, like I hate Brady. I hate Brady, but you can't like deny how good the guy is. Like
it's like saying Jordan is overrated.
Right? Exactly.
Like, what?
Like
LeBron is
nobody's gonna believe that. Oh, LeBron's 1,000% overrated.
Yeah.
Anytime anybody tries to compare him to MJ, I get angry.
Roof Korean says, I nominate John and Spencer for a new Hannity Combs-like show. Debating is a lost art. Hard to debate.
Just call her the Reed.
I hope that was. I don't know. That was was that what we were doing? We were reading. I don't think we were.
I don't think we were reading at each other.
I was reading while you were doing.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, you were reading. How far did you get?
Not that far.
No. I'm surprised you just didn't start interjecting with like actual like narrating what you were reading. The Trollocs attacked. Perrin pulled out his hammer and he smashed him in the face.
I want Dawn story time. Can you like get like a fireplace and wear those glasses and get like a nice big chair and just like read chapters of Wheel of Time to us?
Just in a Morpheus chair.
Yes.
OC Steve says my voice is melodic. Maybe he's really referring to you, Don.
Melodic. No, you've definitely got a melodic quality.
Less than $100 million roster.
Yeah, that's 100% true. That's why he sucks. He left like when he left like Ohio for Miami.
He won with
Miami
Dwayne Wade.
Ohio, right? And then Ohio to Los Angeles. It's all he's just a chaser.
He won with Wade, right?
I think
he won in Miami. Miami had like a stacked, absolute like stacked.
I think, I'm pretty sure he was on that team.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. He was on
that team. Had won without him though before, right? Where there was just like the three of them.
Without LeBron.
Yeah. Didn't they win without him? Yeah.
Like 2 or 3 years before he came over, I think.
Char Aznavour did nothing wrong.
Oh yeah, that's true.
He goes on the attack all the time. Char goes on the attack all the time.
But he also goes on the defensive a lot.
I'm not saying you don't have to play defense. I'm just saying you need to play it. You need to go on the offense more often than what we do.
What would be the offense in this
offense
regard?
That's what we need to come up with a new term. Offense.
What is the regard against the woke?
Against the woke. So.
I've talked about this.
Jeremy,
it's literally we're creating different systems.
And then like exposing them to the light.
Like Germany, he's taking their tactics against them. So instead of like
quartering, I think.
Quartering?
No, not quartering. Well, quartering too, but
Geeks and Gamers.
Geeks and Gamers. He's saying, okay, you want to play the diversity game? I got the diverse crew right here. And you want to attack a diverse crew? Fine. We're gonna diverse the hell out of you. And Jeremy from the quartering. Didn't he put up a bunch of tweets saying there was targeted harassment and all that kind of stuff
from Nikki fans? Yeah,
from Nikki fans. So
that's a separate type of crazy, like K-pop, Nikki, any stands like that. Like that's a separate crazy from SJW.
Oh, that leads into our next.
But still very much like an SJW.
No, I think I'm gonna keep hammering this. It's literally you have to start creating your own systems.
Create your own systems, your own content. Call them out whenever you see it. I think what I would agree with John on, as far as like we need to play more offense, is I feel like those moments where CNN does mess up really hard, like the mostly peaceful protest and the fire was in the background, or when the guy the other night pretty much told the reporter like, get out of here, all you do is make things worse. Like I feel like those moments, what we need to do is hold on to them more because they blip out of existence too fast. Whereas SJWs hold on to every single grievance for like 90 years. Admittedly, that's because they have nothing to do and most of us have crap going on. But I think that's one of the bigger problems is that they're like CNN and their ilk are so easily able to sweep things under the rug that they're to a non-pilled observer of any pill that they look fine. Like it doesn't look like anything wrong. Maybe one screw up here or there instead of like, as we've seen, weeks and weeks and weeks of just constant lies, falsehoods, bad reporting, bad headlines, Brian Stelter. Like,
yeah, one of the things I really try and do is highlight the people who are writing this stuff, calling them out, consistently calling them out. Like, why are you lying? Stop lying. Like, you literally, like, just kind of go after them.
Yeah, just like you did with LeBron.
legitimately go after these people and ask them why they're not. I mean, I think that one of the interesting things that we're seeing in what's happening in our sphere is the Gina Carano stuff. I think that's actually going on the offensive there, where they're like constantly hitting Disney over and over and over and over again.
All the comment sections.
I do think that.
Yeah.
I do think that's fantastic, and I would honestly wouldn't be opposed to seeing that happen to other corporations and individuals that are doing that. And because I think that's actually a tactic that does indeed have some sway to it. I also think that we might have a disagreement here, but I actually think that boycotts can be an offensive tactic as well.
Oh no, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, we're also seeing I think this could be a potential tactic. We saw this referenced as well by that. I forget what that group they were called, but the people who were on the Disney call. And we saw this with you guys do it, the diamond hands or whatever, right? The
holding it,
the GameStop stuff. Like I think that is a taking it to them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go after the whatever they're called, the hedge funds.
Go after the wallets. Yes. Absolutely. Go after hedge funds. Like that one guy who was crying. That was great.
Yeah. Go after go after these investors. Play their game.
Exactly.
It's obviously worked with the GameStop thing.
With the GameStop stuff.
So you can do stuff like that as well. So
and
like Spencer was saying, there are tactics out there that I hadn't pointed out, but like we just need to be able to I think the biggest problem is organizing that.
Yes.
And being able to do that effectively. Whereas like obviously the opponents are extremely effective at organizing.
It's because they get to use that really insidious language that on its face sounds really good. Anti-racism sounds fantastic. I think we would all love to live in a world that's anti-racist, but then you like underneath it's like a Trojan horse. So I think that's how they're so easily able to mobilize and group everybody, because you unite them under something that sounds great and they keep pushing it out there and they don't know what they're doing and they're all dumb. Like Yuri Bezmenov was talking about.
Yeah. Mr. Anime 343 is saying, remember, you can always vote with your wallet, support what you want to support, and also close your wallet if someone wants to pander to the wokies. Yeah, that's basically boycotting.
Absolutely agree that. It's harder with things like Disney because they just are money. Yeah, they just have money. But definitely for smaller things, and especially in the video game world, that really works outside of studios like Sony and Naughty Dog, because they'll go on forever. But yes, definitely vote with your wallet. And boycotts I think they're a fantastic play. I also, before we move on, I just want to because I see this so often, there's a difference between boycott and cancel culture. Cancel culture is saying, let's take Disney, for example. Let's just say Disney, canceling Disney would be saying, Disney, you're gone. I don't want to see you. You have no right. Go. You're not legally, you're not allowed to be here. Whereas boycott is saying, you can exist. I'm just not going to go buy from you. Deal with it.
Yes. So I would argue that cancel culture is more like you're trying to destroy someone based off of a lie.
Yeah.
I think for the most part, it's usually based off of, or they're trying to exaggerate what something happened. Usually they try and accuse you of racism or some kind of ism or phobia, and usually taking something out of context.
Oh, that's
and trying to destroy you that way, getting you fired from your job. Whereas obviously the stuff with if you're boycotting Disney, you're justified based on the fact that they literally fired Gina Carano and then lied about her.
Oh, you can be justified in anything. As long as it's something you want, if you're boycotting it for your personal reason. I mean, if it's your personal reason, you can be justified in it. Doesn't mean it's a good reason, but you can be justified in it.
Nah, I don't not justified means something else. You can justify it. That doesn't mean it's justified. You can justify your reason, but that doesn't mean the reason is actually justified. Does that make sense?
It does. No, it totally does. I'm just trying to
yeah.
I'm trying to think through my side, see if there's any
Yeah.
counter I have, and I don't off the top of my head, obviously. So I was just
so
I was
like
just
you
thinking.
can justify lying.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that lying is justified.
I would also say that cancel culture tends to dehumanize people.
Just like Gina was saying,
unperson them, to absolutely demonize them into a point where they can't even interact with society anymore. That's what they want with Gina Carano. They want Gina Carano unpersoned. They want her deplatformed. They don't want her to have any voice whatsoever. And I don't advocate for that. If somebody does something that's stupid, but that's the difference between cancel culture and boycotting. If I boycott something, I'm just not interested in seeing
I'm
it.
just not going to engage in it.
And that's a personal choice that I make, and others who will most likely agree with me will make as well. That doesn't mean that I don't believe in their right to make that thing. It's just I believe in my right to exercise myself in such a position that I should not conscionably contribute to it.
Beautiful. I like that. That's I think that's the perfect way to put it.
Yeah. So where did this go? Oh yeah, President Graham is wants to change the topic of discussion here. He's like, why is representation even a good thing? I'm a fat, bald, half Jew, half Korean. Why the F would I want to see that as a superhero?
No, we're talking about the Simu thing again. Mikey's a street judge.
Oh yes, which I missed it. I saw he joined, but okay, yeah, Dread Pirate Mikey.
Welcome to the street judge.
Appreciate that.
Your what are we handing out? Our pretend lawgivers.
Lawgivers, yeah. We're actually going to have to probably after the stream put our heads together and figure out when we're going to do our
stream, with all our members.
Yep. So we're gonna have to do that. And Don is no longer the only person with voting power now, because we do have someone else as well. It's like
our revolutionary,
based, I think.
Trump is based.
Yeah. But so I don't know. Let's get back to this one here. Why is representation even a good thing?
It can be a good thing in the sense that like it's always cool. Like when I'm Asian, I remember growing up, it was cool. Like, oh hey, that's another Asian guy. That's cool. I don't think that it's a thing that is always necessary, because also as a child, I was able to relate to characters. I saw myself represented in personality types. Like I related a lot to Peter Parker. He's fully white kid from New York, and I was an Asian kid from California. Completely different worlds, completely different things. But that's like, so representation is good in the sense that it's always sort of reassuring and fun to see yourself represented out there. But it's become so insidious that it's now a requirement. Like you have to do it, and it's no longer like representation.
It's affirmative action.
Right. It's affirmative action. It's no longer like representation in like viewpoints or personality types or anything that exactly. It's only skin color. It's only superficial. It's garbage.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Oh, let me put this out real quick.
I'll say my piece.
Yeah, say your piece. Go ahead, Don.
It's good for me as a person who is locked up in a room over the lockdown or whatever, or like a kid growing up who wants to know about the world, to see different cultures, to see the diversity that's around, not necessarily to see myself on screen. If a culture comes on screen and it's a badly written culture and it's put out there with trash writing, then guess what? That culture fails for me. That movie that represents that culture fails for me. I don't care how brilliant and rich and diverse that whole thing is. If garbage writing, garbage in, garbage out. So you can't replace culture with good. You can't replace good writing with culture. It just doesn't happen. And
You can't replace good
I
writing.
think a lot of the movies nowadays are just like, yeah, put representation first. Put these out because we need to learn about all of these diverse cultures that are out there. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, and not all cultures are great either. Like, I don't think I want to like see a Mexican gang drug cartel being represented as heroes. Like, I don't think I like that.
I don't know. Give me a good monster movie like The Thing, and I could see them being the protagonists.
Okay. The protagonists, like they're.
Well, like if you have a movie like The Thing and you have a Mexican drug cartel and then an alien monster lands in their compound, then I can see them being the protagonist. Yeah. Yes, I can see that, but they're not heroes; they're protagonists. Right? There's a distinction between hero and protagonist. Kind of just like there's a difference between villain and antagonist.
Right. Exactly. Because Vegeta is still an antagonist, even though he is an ally.
Even though he's an ally. But he's not an enemy, or he's not a villain.
Yes.
Enemy, yes, maybe, but villain, no.
Yes, until he decides to be, which he kind of did in Majin Buu Saga, right?
Yeah,
let him bring.
That's true. He did go
power up.
He did do like a 180 for a little bit.
But it was almost like I don't know if he I still think he was an antagonist there. He wasn't a villain because he was I just wanted to fight Goku. He was I want to. He was literally he made
things like a little. Huh?
He became Goku because Goku's always wanted to fight the biggest baddest person. And he was like, I want to fight you. I'm going to
prove it this time. Let's go. Yeah. He's an antagonist because his actions made the plot a little harder, but he wasn't I'm going to kill everybody on the planet.
Yeah, he just wanted to fight Goku. He wasn't trying to do what is his name, Babidi take over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. I did see this comment here. I thought it was really interesting. Carries says, I am from Germany. The picture posted by Gina is hanging in classrooms as a warning. It's not problematic at all. You're 100% right. It was not problematic. It was very obvious that it was a warning. We even had Steve, who's sometimes in the chat here, friend of the channel, Steve Kenobi, actually pointed out that the Holocaust Museum basically posted the same thing as a warning as well. And he asked whether Disney was going to cancel them as well. There was nothing wrong with what Gina tweeted. I've been very clear about that. I've criticized Bill. I've criticized Bill. I think I was probably one of the harsher critics of Bill Burr when he was saying that she was making a bad comparison. I don't think she was making a bad comparison at all. She was making a very legitimate comparison, very legitimate warning. And there was nothing wrong with what she said. It was very clear what she was doing. And anyone, even Shapiro was talking about when he interviewed Gina, anyone trying to say that there was something wrong with what she was doing was literally just trying to take the whole thing out of context, and in fact was literally just lying about it to try and completely turn it on its head, which doesn't make any sense. But that's what these people do. They always lie and they always double down. And it's literally what Disney did. They lied about her, and then they doubled down and fired about her, and then Bob Chapek came on and lied about it again and doubled down. It's literally the playbook. We saw it happen with Gina Carano. They issued this press statement, lied about her, and then when Chapek was challenged on it, he doubled down on it and lied. That's what they do.
Caught him there too.
Yeah. And that's I think that's another tactic. If you can pull your resources and just basically get rid of the board. Honestly, I would advocate. I think there's also room for if you have states like Florida or states that are in control. I advocated this on the Trent Report. The states actually just kind of nationalize the companies, take them over, fire the boards, the woke boards, get rid of them, and then sell them back to America First people that aren't going to be actively trying to undermine the country's values and your state's values. So I think that's we're going back to that topic about playing offense. I think that's something that you can do as well. And kind of passing laws through the legislature as well. I think you can play offense there as well. by like kind of enshrining God-given rights, which kind of already are enshrined, but people are ignoring them. So
yeah, that's the
that
insidious part. They're ignoring them.
Yeah. So I feel like we're gonna go somewhere else. I feel like you were gonna chime in and say something, Spencer.
Me? No, I was letting you go. I'm right behind you.
YouTube Me says I'm a 5-time expert and 4 years in the Marine Corps. So are you an expat now, YouTube Me? Because you're abroad now as well.
Yeah, awesome.
Because I know you're saying is born.
And he was born in, or he at least lived in Indiana. I remember that.
Well, he said he was from. So are you? I don't know. You don't have to tell me. You don't have to if you don't want to.
Tell us no.
You don't have to say that.
Sorry, I'm gonna need to know all your info before I know if it's okay for us to associate.
Yeah, Mr. Anime is talking about the Goku comment. He's like, he's always calling Goku Kakarot.
Yeah, dude, it's like if LeBron James and Michael Jordan met in the court, Mike would never call him King James. Get out of here with that. He knows better.
No, Jordan probably wouldn't talk smack. He would wait for LeBron to talk smack, and then he would just destroy him.
No, that's what I mean. He wouldn't, but he wouldn't call him King James. Like Vegeta won't call him Goku because he's like, that's
right,
we're equals. You're a Saiyan, I'm a Saiyan. Like MJ's like, we're ball players. Let's go. Oh, I won.
Yeah,
easy win.
Mr. Anime is pointing this out. We kind of talked about this at the beginning of the show with what was his name? Eugene Lee Yang, I think was his name.
Yeah, the Try Guy.
Try Guy. Yeah, Asians are considered Schrodinger's white. They're mostly not considered POC until an issue arises. I like literally before we got all the Stop Asian Hate stuff, they were calling Asian people white. J.J. Abrams put in his freaking end white supremacy in the workplace document that Asian people are perpetuating white supremacy and was like going after Asian people. That was and then
3 weeks before all this disingenuously crap campaign of Stop AAPI Hate started, you had literally these same institutions and same people yelling at Asian people for being white in their school systems. Saying like, "Oh no, your opinion doesn't count. You're not a person of color," or I hate that term, like a person of color. Oh, you do too well, so you're not in the club. Like, shut up.
You did that white school teacher or that white school administrator person was like lecturing this guy.
In San Francisco, they literally
he was like, they're like 95% Asian. What are you talking about? Like that's
San Francisco school district had they had like an open forum about some like critical social justice changes they wanted to make in their curriculum.
Action changes.
Yeah. And one guy came on and he was like, "Hey, look, I've done a lot of research and I've done a lot of outreach with communities in these schools, and they don't like this. They think this is bad. They don't think it'll be helpful, yada, yada, yada." Same thing we all kind of know. And he
said they were like 75%. There was some like huge percentage.
Right. So the woman goes, the like school board person goes like, "Well, excuse me, have you talked to any people of color about this? Like, we really only care about their opinion." So first of all, disgusting. Yeah. Second of all, the guy goes, "Yeah, I've actually talked to this school district in Palo Alto, California, where it's 85% Asian, and they do not like it. Like, they are very worried about, and they're immigrant Asian families, like not." Like literally, the kid in school is the first one born in America. Yeah. And so he's going like, they don't want it. Like, here's all the information I have. And the lady goes, "Oh, so you didn't talk to any people of color. Thank you." And like shuts him down and moves on to the next person. Literally like 2 weeks before all of this disingenuous crap happened.
Yeah. It's just, you can't make it up. Like, you can't make it up. It's
seriously,
fiction.
You cannot. Like, if we tried to make it up, we would be criticized for being too ridiculous. Like, oh, that's so absurd. Like, that's not funny. It could never happen. And then it does happen.
Yeah, Wrestler Graham is saying white adjacent.
Yes.
Schrodinger's white is my favorite one so far. The one that Mr. Anime today. I love that one.
So shall we call Shang-Chi the Schrodinger's white?
Schrodinger Chi?
Schrodinger's white teeth.
I do find it really interesting that the guy who's calling for like defunding police is playing a character who literally abandons his father because his father is a criminal and is going to fight against him because he's a crime lord. I do find that quite ironic.
They don't think.
I was like thinking about that today. I was just like, yeah, this is what's happening. Like, and they say that they leave, like the producer said, like we're literally sticking with the like kind of sticking with like the original Shang-Chi story where he leaves his dad because he finds out that he's a crime lord and like goes off and like lives on it. Like I guess in the trailer it makes it sound like he leaves and then just goes and like lives a party life almost.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
And then his dad's trying to bring him back in or something like that. So
it's just Iron Fist.
Yeah.
Okay.
Revolt is Kakarot some kind of vegetable?
For the Nicki Minaj fans out there,
the Barbs.
The Barbs. Guess what? Go for it. Fully support it. Absolutely go after Simu Liu. It's fine. You know why?
Don,
because James Gunn approves.
He does. Don, I know you have like some like really strong opinions about Simu Liu, so you might just go off right now.
So, Simu freaking Liu. Okay, last year he talked about supporting the Black Lives Matter movement, and he also talked about just funding the police and defunding them. In defunding them, he talked about... Spencer, do you have the article?
The one about from Simu Liu defunding the police?
Yeah,
I can pull it.
And then he talked about what he could replace it with, or what we as a society could replace it with.
Police.
Therapists, social workers, whatever else hell he was thinking. I'm like, okay, cool. So you want to call off a mob of people?
There it is.
Therapists. Yes. Good job.
Social workers, crisis staff trained in de-escalation, women's shelters, counselors, Planned Parenthood, therapists, safe injection sites, rehab, community outreach, night classes, affordable healthcare. That's great. What happens if somebody comes at you with a knife?
Yeah.
We already have all that stuff. It already exists.
It does.
As well. And the craziest thing about that is the safe injection sites. He's literally advocating for people to like shoot up and get high and like potentially OD.
I advocate for those.
I don't understand. Is it just like I don't know. Maybe I don't know enough about what those are.
So they are safe injection sites are basically what they are. They're places where people can go do their drugs, typically homeless people, without fear of being arrested or assaulted or anything.
What happens if they OD?
There's medical services available. There's usually like one or two like nurses around at these sites.
So it's a government funded. They're government funded then?
I think typically, yeah, or like city funded typically. And so they provide these spaces because the logic is they're going to do it anyway. We can at least, put them in a situation where we can get them help. We can offer support. If they want to start getting help, we can give them help, all that kind of stuff, rather than just letting them shoot up under a bridge down somewhere.
So the goal is that they come in, they do it there, and then once they're there, you can hopefully try and get them into like a rehab program or something.
If they want it, yeah.
So what does that have to do with defunding the police?
Because basically he's taking I don't know what it has to do with defunding
he
the
thinks
police.
Safe injection. To me, it sounds like he wants the safe injection sites to replace police arresting people who are doing drugs.
And I'm good with that. I genuinely am. Unless the person doing the drugs is getting violent and hurting somebody else, again, I'm a libertarian. Do what you do. Do what you want to do as long as you're not hurting anybody else.
Don's got some thoughts on that.
But okay, so he wants to replace.
Wait, what did you say? Say that again. What did you say?
Gotta find what?
Gotta find the drug dealers. You said something about drug dealers.
You gotta find the drug dealers. But no, he wants all these things to replace police, and no, that's not going to work, Simu Liu.
What
like
is a
classes?
Are Narcans these are they when they're saying like I see a bunch of people saying Narcans, are those the safe injection sites? What's a Narcan? Is that some California thing?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I never heard of it.
It says it's a nasal spray.
Nasal spray is a prescription
reversal
medicine
with naloxone.
Never heard of it.
Naloxone, sold under the brand name Narcan, among others, is a medication used to block the effects of opioids.
You learn something new every day.
OCC says narrative videos are great anti-OD drug. What is? I don't. What is? I don't understand. What's a narrative video?
I'm not sure.
I'm so confused.
Cancels the effects of heroin instantly, dude. Resvergram, how do you know this?
Wikipedia.
Sure.
I mean, I've never heard of that. That's interesting.
That's the second way.
That is really interesting. I'd have to look into that because I've never heard of that.
It's a nasal spray.
Shock to the system. So it's just like a
YouTube me says it's the Pulp Fiction injector. They're showing here as a nasal spray on here on my. It's showing it as a nasal spray. Look, Narcan nasal spray.
Dude, by looking this stuff up, John, you're on the list.
Good.
Put them on. Put us on all of them.
You're on the list.
I'm probably on lots of lists.
Yeah,
have been for a very long time.
I see like on the Wikipedia page, it looks like there's like a needle, but it doesn't. I'm not entirely sure if that's how you do it.
OC Steve saying it's an injection. So it sounds like there's different ways to administer it. What are you talking about? A video? That's what's like really confusing me. I don't understand. Like, I don't. Can you explain that? I don't know what that's like. I'm just confused. I'm confused. I don't know what you're saying.
Man, ever since I saw that scene in Pulp Fiction, I've always like. Can you imagine just like punching through somebody's like sternum with like a needle? Oh man!
I thought they did that during wartime as well.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
For like what it was.
The Germans in World War II were using steroids. That's how they were able to march through France so fast.
And then like they were on like cocaine and meth and it was so probably them.
Yeah.
That was back in the Wild West of no drug limitations. Basically, if you could put it in your body, it was recommended.
Dude, there was Coke and Coke.
I know.
Some wild days.
For a good old like headache, you would get like cocaine or meth or they used to recommend cigarettes to babies. Cigarettes used to be
you're talking about I think I understand what OC Steve is talking about. He's talking about watching a video of this happening. So when people are about to flatline, they inject people with Narcan. They wake up instantly. And so he's watching them getting injected with Narcan. Those are the videos you're talking about. Okay, I understand now. I was confused. I thought you were talking about they while they injected them, they had them watch a video or something. Because you're like, because he says like a narrative video, like there's some kind of like hypnotic trance to it or something, like it's relax, like from Zoolander. Like I was like what's going on here? Terry says it's not a perfect system, but it's working in drug hotspots, and that's from Germany. And the goal is to get the users off heroin and on methadone. Okay.
That makes sense.
I really don't have. I'll be honest. I haven't done enough. I don't know enough about this topic. I'll
it's interesting, but I don't think it's a. I don't think it's a thing where police need to go away.
No.
Yeah. No. Yeah, because I mean, people do. They do drugs and they get extremely violent. And
exactly.
Like we were just saying, like literally German soldiers in World War II were taking drugs and it enhances your combat. It enhances you. So like.
I mean, how many times we've all heard the Florida man stories of people on like PCP who are like 7 knives in them and still like booking it down the street.
Yeah. So, yeah, Mr. Anime. That's why I'm drinking That's why I drink Dr. Pepper. They're just not going. They're not just going woke. They're going like be less white. That's
Yeah.
what they are doing. That's like way more. That's like the Ultra Instinct of woke. I don't even like that because Ultra Instinct is actually cool.
It's cool.
It's got to be like it's like the
And,
level.
hey,
It's
Ultra
like Golden
Instinct
Frieza.
Ultra Instinct turns you
Golden
white.
Frieza.
Okay, you don't want that. John, I actually
yeah. It's
Oh,
like,
no,
isn't it like a purple glow?
it's like his hair goes white, but then he gets like a purple
Oh,
glow.
right, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I meant to ask you this over the course of the week. I heard something about Coke like reversing their stance on the Georgia thing. Is that true? Are they like trying to backpedal?
I haven't seen it. I'll be honest. I haven't
dang,
seen it. Dude, I try when I do the Trent Report stuff, I try and find something I can do like somewhat quick. Because I'll be honest, 2 days ago I did the Maxine Waters thing. And I was gonna do something way more intense, and then or way more like I had to do like way more research. Way more involved. And I realized I was completely I was ignorant.
You were your eyes were bigger than your stomach.
Yeah, I didn't have enough time to fully understand what I would be talking about. So I decided to scratch that.
You're actually learning about something you're going to have an opinion on? That's not how we do things on the internet.
Dude, I literally had the whole script written and I was ready to go, and then I was still like kind of doing some research, and I was just like I don't know enough. I need to hold off on this one.
Yeah, when those guys do the dailies over on the mainstreams, they got a team of people who are researching these things, and then they've got a team of people over here and over there talking to other people, and then by the end of the day, when they have their thing ready and written, it's fully researched, fully documented. They have all their sources supposedly nailed down when they talk about it.
YouTube me is saying I need to do better editing on that. Do you have any specifics? Because I do the same editing as I do for.
We got to get you a cool intro where it's like a globe spinning and it goes Trent Report.
Yeah, I don't have the intro video. I know I don't have an intro, but I do the same.
My editing is so lazy.
I do the same editing I do for the regular bounding videos. It's just a different format because then he's
just talking to the screen. Yeah,
I'm on camera and I'm sharing my screen, so I'm using a different format. So if you have any specifics, please let me know. I would like to improve.
Good feedback.
But yeah, back to the Simulu guy.
Good taking.
That's what we're on.
Oh yeah. So
yeah, all those things that he mentioned to try and replace police with already exist.
There's a lot of YouTubers getting attacked by the Nicki Minaj fans. Minaj stands.
The barbs. Yeah, I saw that Yellow Flash was dealing with it. We had one guy, I just told him to like take a hike, and he didn't come back.
Well, because his was so comical. Like, I still can't get over it. We literally had a guy go on to John's video about this and go, "What do you mean, you people?" And I still cannot get. Yeah, what do you mean, these people? And I'm just like, what 90s sitcom did you walk out of? Like,
yeah, he said, "What do you mean by these people?" And it was like literally, I had just spent like the video talking about like 5 people on Twitter,
and then like John had a specific tweet up and was like referencing it when he was talking about it. So it's like this person.
Yeah.
But yeah, I said when this whole thing broke, I was just like, okay, they're just gonna eat each other, so might as well let them have the feast. The feast of zombies at this point. So yeah, as long as they're not attacking me, that's fine. Go have some Chinese meat, I guess. That's freaking Simu Liu.
If they're not attacking you, you're not over the target, so you got to have some better aim.
I can care less if they go after Shang-Chi and get him canceled. That's fine with me.
Like, look at this tweet. Like, it's not even that bad. Like, it's actually pretty funny.
You're not you're not sharing it.
Oh, I'm not sharing right now? Oh.
I
was down, yeah. Yeah. I thought I was at a Nicki Minaj concert for 20 minutes before I realized I was just watching a homeless man yell at a pigeon. That is good joke. That is a fantastic joke.
And I took the joke to a next level because I turned Nicki Minaj into Cardi B.
Yeah.
I literally even said, like, I literally wrote out his tweet here and it says Nicki Minaj. I got that part right, but I kept saying
I'm telling you,
Cardi
it's
B
just the brain, the wires cross when you have two essentially clones.
Yeah.
Like Superboy Connor and Superboy Clark.
You're like that reporter that confused Samuel L. Jackson for Lawrence Fishburne.
Oh, that one was bad though. Like, like those two, aside from being like actors, no similarity. Nicki and Cardi have the same sort of attitude, same sort of image, same sort of everything. Like I get them confused all the time.
I don't. That's because I was.
I don't either. I think the only reason, well, I did obviously this time, but I think that I don't know why I did that. The only thing I can think of is because I did that like Fast and Furious story, and Cardi B I think is in that, and so like I had Cardi B on in my mind, and Cardi B is the one who's been making headlines, not Nicki Minaj lately, so that maybe that's why. But yeah, you to me, you're saying I need to do take 5 minutes. I don't know what I need better feedback.
Yeah, Nicki Minaj does suck. Like I remember her first day, like she blew onto the scene with Kanye's My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. She has like 2 or 3 features which are all right, but they're not that good. And then she launched a solo career, and I've listened to all of her albums just because, you know, if you're going to criticize something, you got to engage with it. And they're just not good. They're just all the same sort of very highly produced beats. I don't know. It's just not interesting.
There's the stuff that she did with, oh gosh.
Yeah, that's perfect, Carrie. Lil Kim clones. That's exactly what they all are.
Think of
They're like Lil Kim if Lil Kim was a rebellious teenager who wanted to make her parents angry.
Lil Kim, Lil Wayne, Lil Baby,
Lil Uzi Vert.
Where is this here? Roof Green is asking, do you guys have plans to branch out or expand to other sites where you get a better cut? I would feel better on principle the less money you give to YouTube. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, Roof Korean. At this point,
StreamYard
YouTube,
have a thing?
I know people are doing stuff. Gary's doing something through something. He's got people doing super chats through something else now.
Yeah,
I haven't explored. I'll be honest. I haven't explored a lot of those options yet. I think at this point, we're kind of on YouTube right now. That's the place to be. I've looked at like Rumble,
the place
and Odyssey,
to be.
Odyssey.
Rumble doesn't really. It's okay, but it takes like a week for them to like monetize our videos. So I've stopped uploading there.
It's just like YouTube the other week.
Oh well, at least they like are. It's like in review. The Rumble thing is just
at least you know what's going on with it. Yeah.
Yeah, the Rumble thing is just completely just out of there. The Odyssey stuff is, I don't know. It's not really there yet.
Very early, yeah.
Locals. I did set up like a personal one for locals, but I haven't really done anything with it yet. So it's just there. But that's just me personally.
You can donate to our Patreon. No, we don't have one.
We do have a PayPal, but I don't know what it is. The link that they have us use, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So it's not really. It's really inconsistent. I don't really like it. But it's the pinned tweet on Twitter. It gives you the PayPal link. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I haven't really seriously explored really any other options at this point.
So if you have one, let us know.
Yeah, Mr. I mean, I've obviously I have explored some, but I haven't seriously explored it outside of those. Mr. Anime 343 says, "Well, guys, I'm going to hit the sack here in a bit. Hope to see you guys in the next project you work on, and keep up the good work. Thank you, Mr. Anime."
Absolutely. Sleep easy, friend.
I actually think we're probably going to wrap it up now as well. It
look at that.
5
We hit 3
after midnight here. Yeah, I mean, that's why we have the website, Roof Korean. The website's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Never.
But yeah, at the end of the day, you got to create your own platform. So
I mean, we're not going anywhere.
Yeah,
I meant to tweet this out. We just passed 14,000 followers on Twitter, so that's really cool. And that's after the like a couple waves of bans like took out a big chunk of our followers.
Yeah, our
so yeah, thanks for all your support.
Following is just keeps on climbing up and up and up. So appreciate that. Yeah, Jay Lee is saying peace out as well. So let's start with you, Don. So I should probably uncover you, and we'll give us your spiel.
My spiel. Well, you can follow me down on my channel over here. I will eventually get a video up. It's been a heck of a day at work. Everything going on. And my personal life is kind of interrupting any kind of content coming out. But eventually I got to hunker down and get done. So look for my stuff on the website as well, boundingintocomics.com. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell. You get a notification on when and where we're going to be doing any live streams or any videos. Check out John's channel. He's got the Trent Report coming out as well, and make that channel grow. And eventually we're going to get some interesting content out here, some new content, and we would want you guys very much to see what we've got and put our hard work into. And we are eternally thankful for all the stuff that you guys are looking at us doing right now, because for every eye that we have on this channel or on other channels that are adjacent to us is an eye taken away from the mainstream. And, you know, that in itself is something to be celebrated. So thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you. We really do appreciate that. 100%. Donna's 100% right on that. The only thing I would disagree with is I don't think that they're mainstream. Maybe Disney, maybe Disney and Warner Brothers and stuff like that. But
they're not gonna watch. Yeah. They're not gonna be watching Mulan, or they're not gonna be watching like freaking dumb.
No, things. I know what you mean.
They're gonna be watching us.
All right, Wrestler Game says Bounty into Comics adjacent.
All right. That's awesome.
All right, have at it, Spencer.
All right. As always, guys, thank you for stopping by and hanging out with us on this, as I said at the beginning, Fine Wednesday. My name is Spencer Baculi. You can find me on Twitter at KabutoWriterMav. You can find me daily on Bounding Into Comics with a slew of articles for your reading pleasure. We will be back definitely Tuesday for our Daily Stupid live stream. And then again here next Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern time, same bat place, same bat channel for another Black Pill stream. Until then, I'll be on Twitter hanging out. I'll be on Bounding, writing articles and working on some projects that you guys will hopefully be excited to see in the future. Until then, take it easy, enjoy, and just have a good night.
Awesome. So I just responded to Roof Green in the chat there, giving me some advice.
Trent Report.
I have the Trent Report where I kind of cover a lot of politics, faith stuff, what's happening in current events outside of what we would normally cover on Bounding Into Comics. And when I'm looking to the left, like I am now, it's because I'm looking at my second screen where I'm over here. I'm looking at the main screen where I've got the thing up. So that's why I look over there, because I'm reading the screen share. That's what my screen share is. And I'm not actually reading the script. My script is on my main screen here. So when I'm actually reading the script, I'm looking at the camera. When I'm looking over here, it's because I'm reading the screen share. So I'm supposed to be tinier, so it's not as noticeable, and you're looking at the screen instead. But I'll try and work on that. He's like, I want you to look into my eyes when you speak to my soul. Well, I try when I'm reading the script. That's what I try and do. But when I'm showing the information, I'm like looking over to the left. But yeah, I'll try and work on that. That's something that I can definitely try and improve on. Maybe I move the. I'll have to figure it out. I really need 3 screens for that setup that I really want to do, and I just
plugged in.
I don't have the space for that right now. But yeah, that's definitely something I think I can improve on. We will be back on Tuesday for Daily Stupid Live. I don't think we're gonna do anything for Friday. I got a lot of stuff happening Friday, so we won't be doing anything Friday. So
maybe Don and I maybe Don or I will do something, or maybe Don and I will do something. Who knows?
Oh, it's the last episode of Falcon.
Oh, that's right. It is the last episode of that train wreck.
If y'all want to do that, you can.
That might be something we're talking about.
You can like the Black Pill review of Falcon. Make sure you have the rabbi join you for that.
Yeah, I did.
Freaking gin and tonic.
Yeah, get Zvi Lebetkin.
Zvi, that's how you say it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I always say Tisby.
Get Stieg on too.
Oh my gosh, Stieg would just annihilate it.
I don't think Stieg's probably not even watching it. Is he?
That's probably a good point. Yeah, he's probably not.
So, but yeah, that's what we have going on. Daily Stupid Live. That's a lot of fun. That starts at 7 p.m. Eastern time. I had a lot of fun doing that last night.
Yeah, that was
we'll
super
be back
fun.
here for Black Pill stream at 9 p.m. where we go to midnight, a little over, which is a lot of fun. Had a lot of fun tonight. Great fun. I really probably the most fun I had was when I was definitely rustling Spencer's jimmies.
My jimmies. Gotta put them back in order now.
And then hopefully we'll get Drew back with us next week. I see he just popped in now, and we'll have him here with us Tuesday or next week on Wednesday as well. So look forward to that. I don't really have anything else. Subscribe to the Trend Report if you haven't already. Subscribe to Bounding Comics here if you haven't already. We will also be getting together. We'll have like a little mini session here, figuring out how we're going to do the subscriber streams. So look forward to some information on that as
Excited to hang out with you guys more. Yeah.
So yeah, that should be a lot of fun. All right, have a great night, and we will see you. I will see you probably next Tuesday, and then Spencer and Don might see you on Friday. I'll obviously have videos up tomorrow as well. I know we didn't do a Daily Stupid today, but I'll have a Daily Stupid up tomorrow, and hopefully I'll have probably another video up as well tomorrow.
There's so much stupid to sift. There's so much stupid to sift through, guys. We need our time.
Have a great night, and we will see you all next week.
Soon. Yeah, next week soon.
Yes.